Welcome, everybody, to Session 2 of Expanse Enduring's Sword World Special, Heartbroken. The name of today's game is Loyalty, and it is loyalty that I wish to discuss with my players. I'm Hesper Lightwing, your game master for Sword World 2.5, and I'm joined today by 5 lovely players. Please say hi, lovely players.
Hi, lovely players.
Hi, lovely players. I will be taking our players through an adventure today set in the land of Ennam. You've probably seen episode 1 already. You know all this crap. So let's start with introductions. I am joined today from left to right. Ariani, who's playing you?
Hi, I'm played by Oceanax, and I'm playing Ariani, who is a mysterious, pointy-eared, red-haired girl who rides a horse into battle.
Rad. That's so rad. She rides a horse into battle. It sounds dismissive, but it's actually very cool.
What do you mean dismissive?
No, this system has a really cool mounted combat system, and I'm really excited to explore it and get...
I'm a rider, in case that's not obvious.
That very special game master treat where I get to throw something I think is going to be really cool at you, and you get to pull out an ability I've never heard of before, but it's definitely in the rules.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that.
5 or 6 different feats going.
It's fun.
I have so many abilities.
Next up, we have Glade. Glade, who are you and who is your player?
Hi, I'm Glade. I'm a Lycan priest of Solm, aka a priest of death. I throw knives and I cast spells, and I also really like rocks. And I'm played by $1.50 Slice, aka Dolly. I'm normally pink, but now I'm blonde.
Dolly.
Dolly. I'm Dolly. You're pulling apart my words like pulled pork.
Dolly.
I love saying Dolly like
cooked.
that.
We're fully cooked so immediately. Gregorio, please tell me who you are and who is your player.
Good evening, I am Gregorio. I am a elf artificer, and I've gone Russian for some reason, even though I'm supposed to be German, but we will fix that in post. And I am played by Scott Ziller, who is a artist streamer who shows up here every week
Wow.
to play Sword World. It's
Wow,
crazy.
hi Scott. That's so cool. Like some kind of hyper metal kaiju mech VTuber.
Yes, some kind of giant metal monstrosity, yeah.
Some
That's
kind of
one of
horrible
those.
metal nightmare.
I don't think he's horrible.
Rising from the depths and whatnot.
It's true, he do rise from the depths sometimes.
It's true, it's true.
And then we have Rena. Rena, say hi, Rena.
Hi, Rena.
Cool. You did what I asked you to do, and I think that's cool.
Well, that's an A+ on your
I mean,
assignment.
what you always ask for. I always do it. This is the one time you didn't want it.
Rena, why don't you tell us who you are?
I'm a leprechaun. What am I called? Artificer and druid. I have a little clay pot man named Popo. He's full of flowers. He's where my Magisphere lives. And yeah, I shoot people with my staff.
She does have a staff gun, and it's quite cool.
Mm-hmm.
Then moving on to our final member. The lights go dim. A single spotlight shines on burnished armor. Ginga, who are you?
I am Gallant Quester Ginga of the Ordo Gallant. I'm this world's version of a Witcher, basically. And I am played by the most powerful wizard of all time, Ryusei of the Shining Heart.
Incredible and wonderful, and I love it so much. So we left our heroes, our party here at the end of the last game in a little bit of a pickle, as I recall. So I'll give you a little bit of preface. If you missed the first game, here's your catch up. And let me move us over to the map so you can see what I'm talking about. And I'll change the music too, I think. I think I can do that.
Music.
I think you can.
Music. I knew there was a button I hadn't pressed.
I take you to the northwest reaches of Ennam, a land that might be familiar to some of you and might be new to some others of you, but it is a land of mystery, of magic, of ancient growth, and of dark undercurrents. And in the northwest of Ennam lies a kingdom called Altander, a once proud kingdom with high flying pennants and banners, knights in gleaming armor, dragons soared the skies, but those days have long passed. Altander now crumbles in the grip of the Curse of Gloom, a magical malady that is fading the pennants, cracking the walls, reclaiming the houses with ivy, and slowly, but with absolute certainty, killing the royal bloodline. King Irius Grey passed away earlier this year, 4 years after his wife Fia was assassinated by an assassin claiming magic is for all. And now, King Irius' son, the young and ambitious Prince Keta, has devised a potentially very destructive plan to end the Curse of Gloom. King Irius created wonders in his time using magic he learned during his time abroad. Magic fountains that flowed with arcane energy and attracted light to the kingdom, or a network of teleporters called the Walk of Shadows, or even a massive crystal capable of powering a barrier large enough to fit the entire kingdom inside. But these wonders have all been decommissioned and closed down for fear that they were contributing to the Curse of Gloom. And so the players have been recruited to reopen a fountain known as the Heart of Altander at the core of the castle courtyard in Altander itself. And you've seen this fountain. You've been to it. It's crumbling, mostly forgotten, overgrown with ivy, its stones dry and cracked, its water source stopped high in the mountains at Skymere. Days travel up King's Rise away from you. And two of you reached out to the latent magic in this place. And what you saw shook you. You were taken, transported, whether a vision or otherwise, to some kind of nightmare place, far beyond, where an expanse of stars glittered endlessly and an impossibly beautiful, impossibly cold woman, larger than a galaxy, looked down at you, screaming her rage, pouring thistle creatures, strange wood sprites, driven mad, just hordes and hordes of them to consume you, and you were pulled out of the vision at the last moment by your friends. And you sit now at the edge of this dry and forgotten fountain, having been given a nightmare while wide awake. Ariani and Rena saw the inside of this fountain and what magic lurks just beneath its surface. But the seals, the magical seals placed on this fountain, have once again separated you from it. And now you have this quest to unstopper this fountain and to make it flow once again. And some questions that may demand answers before you proceed. Speaking of which, how do you proceed? Ariani and Rena have visibly been shaken. They spaced out for a couple of seconds, perhaps showed signs of distress, but now are free of the grip of the magic. What do you do?
I am not there, correct?
Oh, right. Glade, you're not there. Glade, you had a different experience. I'll move you off the map. Glade, at the tail end of last game, went to a cemetery within the castle walls to seek out the burial site of the royal family of Altander. You saw a mausoleum. You wanted to see the fallen and tend to them, because there isn't anybody left here. Servants have fled, stewards have died, and whoever was tending the graveyard had let it become overgrown, so you spent some time tending to the graves and protecting the dead from the advances of time. And there you saw King Irius and his wife Fia buried separately. Fia buried with a inscription that reads only Fia, Queen, on it, not buried with the family, and thistles threatening to overgrow her sarcophagus. You performed some rites, and you believe you've restored some kind of equilibrium to the crypt, but it does raise more questions. Oh, and you were aided, somewhat. A mysterious tinkling on the wind, the sound of a wind chime, perhaps a glimmer of light at the corner of your vision, treated gently, and with great care, unlocked the crypt for you.
More questions, but none that I can answer right now because I'm not in this scene.
That's true. So Ariani, Rena,
Mm-hmm.
the two of you have awakened from your strange drift into waking nightmare. What do you do?
Ariani is standing there, kind of staring into nothing.
I thought we had decided to go back to the inn. Like, I thought we had left.
I think we can cut in right here.
Okay.
Ariani is standing there, staring into nothing. She kind of reaches out to her side to find a horse and kind of just put her hand against his side and feel like his warmth, his breathing, his calmness to try to calm her down.
He kind of leans into you, kind of craning his neck, kind of giving you a little shove to try to ground you.
Ginga reaches a hand out and but places a hand on Ariani's shoulder. Are you alright?
She flinches a little bit. There's something. That fountain. I think. She kind of looks towards Rena. I think we both saw something.
You saw it too, then.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if we should talk about this in the open.
Yeah, I don't know that discussing it in its vicinity is a good idea.
There is no
Let's-
sign of the creeping malaise or the vast darkness just beyond the veil of the physical here. It's just quiet stones. No great magic thrums through the earth. No creeping dread gnaws at you here. This place is quiet and forgotten. A tucked away corner of the castle.
I think I want to move away from him.
Yeah. Yeah, you and me both.
Then so be it. You step away and you make your way out of the castle. As we mentioned at the end of last session, the PCs are returning to Cobbledown, which is the sort of sprawling town outside of Altander Castle. Within the castle walls, there is an old, crumbling town. People are working their best to keep everything kind of maintained, but it's sort of a losing battle. And is anybody going to look for Glade, or are you just going to wait for her to kind of... I don't know if anybody knows where she went, actually.
Yeah, I think I did say there should be a cemetery here, but I said it while walking away.
Yeah, we knew. I think we have a rough idea that she went to the cemetery, but we also don't know where it is. And I would assume we kind of figure she'll be back. Like, 'cause we gotta
It's
stay
safe
at the
to
inn at some
assume
point.
Autism Wolf will be back. Yeah.
That's the new
Then-
Metal Gear Solid villain from the next game.
That's the new reaction meme, reaction image.
That is an ancient reference, and I get that
Autism Wolf
reference.
watching. Yeah, like.
Mhm.
For real. Now, Ariani, you do know a couple of people in town. As I recall, you have a couple of connections for where to go. You're not staying at the inn, correct?
No, I'm not.
Because you are a local. So there is actually a bookstore a little bit outside of town, outside of the castle, like at the edge of Cobbledown, where you've been staying. But the other three of you have come to town for your own various reasons. There is an inn in town, if that's where you're interested in staying. Or some of you may be locals. If you prefer to have your own place of residence here in Altander, you can.
Gregorio was staying at the inn, so he's that's where he'll be headed eventually. Once the party have their heading.
Yeah.
Okay.
We know it'll be at the end.
Ginga, there.
Staying at the manor, or was that just we have reign of the manor to like walk around and like?
You weren't offered guest rooms. You were offered reign of the manor, but no quarters were prepared for you.
I know somewhere quiet we could go to. Not necessarily to stay, but to talk.
Works for me. As long as it's nowhere near that manor. Ugh.
Hasper, sound like you had something to say?
No. I was gonna suggest you could also stay. There is probably a barracks or a fort somewhere nearby, Ginga, probably nearby in the wilderness, one of the watchtowers, connected with the Ordo Galant. But some of the people that you've encountered within the Ordo Galant really believe in Irius's ideals, which is to say, a lot more bloodthirsty than perhaps you have been.
A lot of them probably already know my reputation as the Scarlet Wolf and don't necessarily appreciate me being around.
Yeah,
so.
You're something of a loner.
That's fine.
But yeah, with the
Okay.
sun going
Wolves,
down,
that's
it does
on its own.
behoove you to find a space to go.
I guess it'd have to be the inn.
Or, Ariane was suggesting something as well.
Well, I know a place we could talk, but I don't know if we could stay there. For anyone who needs rooms at an inn, we can, we could have a room and talk there, and yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
And Glade, I give you Lone Wolf token to enter the scene whenever you wish, regardless of which player's scene it is.
I will keep this in mind, and it'll probably be when they get to the inn, I'll already be there.
Okay.
I think we're going to the inn.
Okay, it's not far away. You make your way to a nearby building. There is an old brick building. Let me change the music to get us something a little bit more appropriate to this area here. And you are greeted by a quiet comfort. There is a place of refuge within the crumbling walls of Altander. And while the curse weighs heavy on everyone's minds and hearts, there is still joy here, and there is still warmth. And this inn is one such place. It is called the Crooked River, and it is an inn and a restaurant, although the restaurant half of it has closed long since. Ariane, another one of your connections, actually has taken up residence here as well, and is sort of helping manage the place. A woman by the name of Natanya, a woman who put you in touch with the Azure Banner and got you connected with a bunch of folks. So you recognize the person who is currently behind the counter. She's chatting up two locals. Looks like a pair of fishermen have come in from one of the western rivers. And there's a little bit of laughter. There's not a lot of food on offer, but you do smell this sort of warm seasoning and maybe like fry oil, like some fried potatoes of some kind. There is a low fire kind of burning in the hearth, sort of warding off the early autumn chill. And despite the weight and sort of sense of gravity of like the bricks sinking into the mud on the outside, the inside, it's swept clean and nice and dry. And I have a handout for you of the woman in particular. A servant of a noble family. Natanya is sort of plying a trade as a merchant here while she does some work in the area. And she recognizes you as you enter, and she gives you a polite smile and a little incline of her head.
Ariana will probably lead the way in and smile as well, seeing Natanya. Miss Natanya, it's good to see you.
Hey, love. Yes, you're, Ariane. Ariane, right, yes. Welcome back, I suppose. Are you, bringing friends with you?
Yes, we have been charged with a task, and we were looking for. I was hoping to find somewhere for these folks to stay for the night.
I'm probably sitting at one of the nearby tables with the largest chunk of meat that they would sell me. And I go, I'm one of those friends.
Hey, actually, Glade, can I offer that you have met somebody else?
Sure.
There is a figure, and Glade, let me tell you, your first reaction, how do I describe this? A figure entered the inn perhaps an hour ago, with a certain swagger and a gleam. But Glade, something about this figure, this young man who's entered the inn, reeks of death. He's not dead, he's not undead, not as near as you can tell, but something in this figure calls to you.
Where does he go?
Right up to the bar. And
then I'm
speaks.
right next to him.
He exchanges a hug with the woman behind the counter, with Natanya. And then he is seated at the bar and enjoying a nice dinner. A handsome and brash-looking young man with eyes of two separate color, wearing a sort of almost like a storybook questing hero garb. Like just straight up cape, flourishes, bright, clean, pressed blue and white. Every bit like the Prince Charming sword-wielding hero. And he's having a lively conversation, or was having a lively conversation with Natanya. But when you approach, he notices you pretty much right away and gives you a smile. Oh, hello. I hadn't expected to gain the attention of someone so beautiful so quickly.
You're quite the charmer, aren't you?
He extends a hand, hoping to take yours into his.
I do so. My hand is very, very, very cold.
He does not appear to notice. He offers a gentle kiss upon the knuckle. I am Adrian, a traveling hero.
You have an interesting way of sauntering in here like that.
And so we are
Where
in a
have you
flashback.
been?
Just I failed to clarify this before. This is before the others show up.
Mm-hmm. Where have you been?
He wears a slightly pained expression.
I interrupt his continuing at the pained expression and go, oh, I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just because I'm a woman. I just can't help but be so interested in seeing such a young, strapping hero here. I want to know all about your travels.
Well, would you care to join me for a meal? I can regale you with a tale or two, though I fear it might be woeful.
I'm not one to pass up on a free meal, of course.
Then please, Natanya, my dear, would you provide us with some refreshments? I would welcome this young lady to our establishment. Natanya rolls her eyes and says, sure thing. And so Adrian sits down across from you. I come from somewhere not so far away. I was waylaid in the forest, left for dead, betrayed by my own. But I sought to unmake the cruelty that has gripped this land. And so I took my family's sword into my hands, and I thought, if the land is in need of a hero, if that is what the curse demands, then I shall be that hero. But perhaps a foolish venture, but hopefully a noble one. But tell me, who are you? And I think at this point, they've had a conversation for a little bit, and then the party will arrive at this point.
Perfect.
Ariani, this figure's back would have been to you, and now that you've approached the bar, you can definitely see his face.
Ariani was probably like talking with Natanya about getting a room for however, like, you know, she's probably just sort of like, I have a place to stay, but I think the rest of you do require residence, and then we have one more. And she kind of looks over to where,
Yeah,
like,
Glade called for your attention.
Yeah,
Like, I'm one of those friends.
Initially, she just saw Glade and someone with their back to her, and then she looks over and she just goes quiet.
And I'm full on giggling at him, trying to get him to talk. So like, it looks like his charm is working.
Adrian like offers like a polite smile in your direction, Ariani, and then turns back to Glade. So I've been staying here for some time now, helping out dear Natanya, a friend of my family's, until I can restore things to their correct. Sorry, I was somewhat distracted. Your friends. Would you be kind enough to introduce me?
And I look at them. I'm still trying to remember who they are. That's the Ordo Gallant. That's the one whose face I haven't seen. That's Rena. And that one doesn't have an arm, but likes alcohol.
New
Hero
friends,
just holds
then.
his hand up.
Ariani's glaring daggers at the sky.
Ginga's
Adrian,
glaring at Glade for outright saying Ordo Gallant, even though they are definitely disguising their armor right now.
Adrian doesn't seem bothered. He holds up a goblet, a little bit of wine in it. He says, "To new friends, then, please come join me."
Oh, to new friends. This one's also on him. I say as I grab a cup and then raise it. I am taking this guy for a ride.
He is absolutely providing you anything you want. He's more than happy to chat. And Glade, there's just something about him. He reeks. Nobody else seems to notice it. It's like you're sitting next to a corpse.
That's fine. I'm not going to say anything about it.
So
Not here.
Adrian beckons you all over to his table. Natanya
Yes,
at one point
come
comes out with
sit,
some more
please.
refreshments.
Drink and be merry. This kind hero is going to regale us with stories of his adventures.
Well,
Rena
such
will
as
do
they
her
are.
best not to sit next to him.
Thus far. I confess I've only traveled somewhat around these lands. Slain a few brigands. The burnished rose, having defected, have been preying on the people of Altander, and I've done my best to protect the roadways. A handful of goblins from packs. Simple skirmishes, not more than that. I've been researching the Curse of Gloom, and as the group of you approach the table, he beckons you to sit down. I'm Adrian. Please, come join me. And this is, well, you know Glade, I suppose.
Does everyone else sit at the table?
Gregorio does.
If we're making room, I go out of my way to sit next to him.
Oh yeah, he's more than happy to. He doesn't like try to romance you or anything, but he definitely is like posturing a little.
I'm playing into it. I am the fan of the fire.
Reluctantly, Ginga will take a seat at the table.
He looks to Gregorio. Gregorio next. Are you sitting?
Yes, yeah. He'll sit.
Okay. Then he looks to Ariani and he smiles a little slyly. Will you be joining us?
Ariani very slowly sits down and is just staring at him.
Please, have a drink. Let's let the wine flow. It's been a long day for all of us, I'm sure. Word is some newcomers were taken into the castle recently. Quite an honor. Would I be in the presence of heroes?
Just a wandering priest and traveling companions. Hero is, I suppose, subjective.
Well, in the stories, a hero is defined not by their birthright, but by their deeds. And so, a hero is something one can strive for, I think.
I think
So
it is worth measuring someone by their deeds and the strength of them, or the cowardice therein. We're measured by our deeds and nothing else.
Cowardice. Now, there's a word I'm familiar with. You asked to hear my story, but I'm afraid I've given you naught but hot air. But now I'm feeling inspired, and he kind of smiles at Ariani and kind of offers a wink. I would love to tell you my tale if you would hear it.
I have been dying to hear it.
I am not actually... Well, my name is Adrian, but I'm from a noble house. Are you familiar with the Silvers? I'm the youngest son. Go ahead and roll a knowledge roll.
That's a good question. Am I?
Go ahead and give yourself a +4 on this roll.
Ooh.
Oh.
That is plus the 4, 18.
Woo! Yes, absolutely. You...
15.
Okay, both of you then, with 15 plus, would recognize the Silvers family as a fairly prominent noble family in Altander. And you would know that there are 4 children to the Silvers family, 4 potential heirs, and the youngest went missing. Like some time ago. Rumors started circulating about a month ago.
That wouldn't make you...
He shrugs. I'm afraid I must confess. I am the missing heir to the Silvers family. I was laid upon in the woods on my way to recover some things for the family's treasury by brigands wielding my family's blades. I know I have been betrayed, and yet I know not by whom. So my tale, as I mentioned, was something of a grim one. But even bleeding out in the forest, there is a word you used, cowardice. And I saw 2 options before me. I could choose the path of cowardice. I could beg or plead for aid from whoever who would listen, and call to the magic of this kingdom and surrender my soul to the darkness for freedom. Or I could remember my loyalty, to whom my loyalty lies, the goddess Lyria and the people of this realm. I could survive on my own merits. And so I did. I chose the path of heroism. I'll leave the cowardice for others. And it was a turning point for me. No more the rich, spoiled, meritless brat I once was. No, I was going to be the hero this land deserved. Admittedly, results have been mixed, but I suppose we all learn over time, don't we?
Not turning out very well for you, is it then?
Oh.
I snap a look over to Ariani. Of whatever could you mean, Ariani? Clearly he's become quite the strapping hero.
I mean, sounds like it's not going as well as you thought.
Well, these things seldom do. I think when one makes a sweeping decision, it can take time for it to bear fruit. Time and devotion. But those are things I have in spades.
And nor should we criticize our new friend so eagerly. There's so much more that can be seen beyond the surface.
He holds a hand up. I understand. I've come on too strong.
No.
Please forgive me.
No, of course you haven't. Forgive our imposition.
Just sometimes when one is choosing to play a role, you can become caught up in it.
Indeed, I understand better than anyone how one can get lost, and I sort of lean in a little closer to him. Such a whirlwind. And I lean even closer. But there is one thing I am curious about. And I get right up to his ear, but whisper it loud enough that everyone can hear. Why do you smell like death?
His face drops for just a moment. His mask comes off for just a sec. And he has this look of like, not quite alarm or anger, but definitely an intensity. And he takes a deep breath.
I think Ariani kind of quickly stands up and will attempt to pull, like, with one with each hand, will attempt to pull the two away from each other.
I resist this.
He does not.
I don't think
apologies.
that's necessary.
I hadn't mean to offend.
We were just leaving for our room.
Yeah, perhaps we could call it a night. And he turns to Glade. The goddess Lyria has given me a blessing. I won't squander it. And he nods politely.
Ariani scoffs.
I nod back and my same smile returns.
Very quietly
course.
under her breath, the people sitting next to Rena can hear, doesn't smell like one.
If he heard you, he doesn't let on. He sweeps his cape up over his shoulder and bows very, very formally. Says, I must beg one favor of you. Please, do not tell the story of who I am. I fear that whoever it is who betrayed me will learn of my existence and come to finish the job, and I don't wish to bring that kind of trouble to Cobbledown.
Nor do I.
Then,
I'm sure your secret is safe with us, Adrian.
thank you for allowing me to continue to wear my mask, madam. And he bows to you. Perhaps our story will continue another day. And he sweeps out of the room. But he takes the time to gather up the plates and carry them over to the counter, and Netanya and he share another hug as he goes into the back.
I rapidly finish my food as he picks up everyone else's plates.
Ginga doesn't necessarily move their head, but keeps their eyes trained on him the entire time he is cleaning up and leaving the room.
He pauses in the doorway as he's making his way out and looks over his shoulder. Oh, one more thing. Be warned if you're traveling the countryside. The rumors that the Burnished Rose has defected from the castle are true. And there are a number of soldiers who've turned to banditry. In the mountains, in particular. If what I've heard is true, and Keta aims to reopen the Heart of Altander, you'll be traveling that way. I'm familiar with the paths, myself. If you've need of any assistance or guidance, I will be here, at your call, for at least 2 more days. Good night. And he
Good night.
bows and sweeps out.
I glare at Ariani.
You shouldn't be getting close to him.
You shouldn't be interrupting me. I was close.
To what?
Anything. Answers. Could you not sense it on him?
Since what?
He reeks of death.
Let's go back to the room.
I nod, but squint.
Ariani will probably has the keys and will take everyone to the room that she's probably rented for the group.
Yeah, as you head back, you get a polite nod from the woman working the desk, Netanya, and you make your way back into the room. It's small, it's a little cramped, but it is quiet and it is private, and it is on the other side of the building from where Adrian is staying. And as you close the door behind you, yeah.
I walk
Sorry.
into the room, post up in the corner, cross my arms, and keep looking at Ariani.
What? What?
Are you just... Do you have nothing else to say?
He's not trustworthy.
Why?
It definitely seems like you know him.
Yes, I know him.
Odd that the
Ariani.
two of you didn't seem to talk.
Ariani, Hanthon is at the stables outside of the inn, correct? We can make that assumption? There
Yes,
are
yes.
stables here at the inn? Okay. You can see them from your window.
Mhm. Look, he's dangerous to be involved with.
Because of his family, or
Yes.
should we know who the Silvers are? Because I have no idea.
Silvers are a noble family in Altander. They're reasonably well known and influential. And he's the youngest son and also the heir of the family.
And he's going around announcing that to everybody that he meets in a tavern.
I think Glade, with a 18 on that roll, you would have heard some scuttlebutt, too. You would have heard some rumors. There's some kind of ritual that they use in this family, like a magical ritual to choose their heirs. And that boy, Adrian, may have been bastard born. He may be born in dishonor to like a different mother outside the family. So him having like an assassination attempt against him by somebody, if he was chosen as the heir, would make sense.
You aren't telling us so much.
I just met you. What do you expect me to tell you?
Well, if you're not going to tell me why I shouldn't talk to him, you shouldn't get in my way when I do.
Fine.
Is that fair?
Yes, that's fair.
Thank you.
Gory will just nudge Reen and be like, is this the part where we find out that she is also an heiress of the Silvers?
Right?
Are you?
We usually have to wait until the second or third act to find that out, but we're getting all the revelations early on today.
I have connections to the family.
That's not a no, but I won't pry.
And talked about bleeding out in the forest, and now, oh, I have Lyria's blessing. I don't like it.
That was not Lyria's blessing.
It's not
That
natural.
wasn't a blessing.
Then we agree. He's probably a walking, shambling corpse underneath all of whatever that is.
Or something different. It might
Like
be
what?
a corpse. That's hard to explain. There are many things that could cause something like that. Demons, Scarborn, magic, undead. It's hard to say without... Well... And I sort of trace a finger along one of the exposed daggers at my side. Without closer inspection.
You intend to attack him?
No.
Good. Don't.
Fools like that are off. Oh, I won't, but I won't know why. Mysterious. And she sort of like coyly smiles at Ariani. Men like that have a way of telling you everything about them. You just have to learn how to talk to them, which I was doing.
Well, if you'd like to talk to him and extract information, then I won't interrupt you again. I apologize.
I
It is-
appreciate that.
It gets
Did he
under my
hurt you?
skin.
I actually, like, when I have that thought and I say it out loud, I then get really close to Ariani and put my hands on either side of her face. Did he hurt you?
It's complicated.
I nod. Understood. I will not pry. And I head back to the corner.
Grigori just kind of rubs his chin thoughtfully while leaning against the wall and says, "A man who is dead yet still walks. He would be a fascinating research subject if he was willing." But
I thought you were
The
an
way Rena looks at you
artificer.
after that.
Ginga frowns. It is not a good frown.
I frown too. It is not a good frown.
he just kind of looks at you wide-eyed. What? He would. Do you not find the idea of a man who was killed and is now walking around freely, but he gestures towards Glade, but clearly giving you some bad signals that you are picking up on passively? I think it would be fascinating to find out more about him. If only I wasn't
What
previously...
do you need that for?
Gregory kind of stops and just meets Glade's gaze for a second, and just without even pausing, says, "Because I study death. It is one of my one of the prime aspects of my research. I am very fascinated in it."
You're... Oh. Oh. Oh.
Is
It's-
something wrong?
Huh.
I don't like the way the gears are turning there.
Glade looks sick to her stomach. You mean like academically?
Of course.
Huh. I see.
He's just stood here like nonplussed, like as if how could any of this be a problem? He's just kind of looking around the group, like, I feel like I'm becoming the subject of something. Is there a problem, perchance?
It is an inelegant way to discuss and consider death. I merely find myself shocked at the... And she tries to think of a nice word and fails. Absurdity.
Gregoria kind of puts one hand to his cracked horn and just kind of nods. Yes, this that's not a usual. It's not an unusual viewpoint that I encounter. It's why I don't really speak about my research unless prompted. It's nothing untoward. Perhaps once we have concluded all of our business, I can talk you through it properly, maybe dispel some of your notions about it, maybe clear my name, perhaps.
Glade shrinks into her hood. Okay.
I forgot to mention this
Looking
in the moment.
forward to it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're okay. You're okay. Go ahead.
I forgot to mention this in the moment, but you said that Glade puts her hands on Ariana's face, didn't you? She's a little unexpectedly cold to touch.
I don't notice because my hands are freezing.
That. And her eyes are very glassy.
I feel like from the description here, this feels like a moment where Glade could make an observation roll.
Oh,
She did get very close, so yeah.
that's a 10.
I think a 10 is enough to get a hint as to Ariani's secret here. But Oshio, I'll leave you specifically to decide what it is.
Her skin felt a bit too hard.
As Glade puts her hands on the side of your face, when her skin makes contact with yours, her thumb sort of pauses and then like feels on your cheek just a little bit out of curiosity, but outside of that, it's hard to tell if she even noticed.
I think Ariani was like probably didn't notice anything. She didn't give any indication that she noticed that Glade noticed anything.
Glade seems very oblivious. Whether or not that's true is, But if she notices it, she does not say anything.
Anyway, apologies. Back to the present.
Back to the present. Yeah.
So, the reason that I wanted us to gather here in the first place, Glade, you weren't here for this, but we investigated the fountain. And Rena and I saw something. We weren't sure if this was safe to say in the open, which was why I wanted to come here.
Well, I look like I'm hanging on the edge of my seat.
I don't know if it was a vision or something. It was like we were transported somewhere else. Somewhere, a vast void with stars all around. And there was something there with us. Something... It was like a person. A woman. But she was enormous. She was bigger than anything, everything. And she was covered in thorns. They were alive. They were creatures. She screamed and they noticed us, and then we ran, and then it was over.
Rena is letting Ariani do all the talking so that she doesn't accidentally bring up the fact that she saw people she knew in this vision. She's not ready to make heads or tails of that information, especially not under these circumstances.
It was,
How did you get out?
I felt something pulling me out, and when I came back, there was Ginga's hand on my shoulder. I think he did something.
They. Gentle correction.
Oh, was it Gregorio? Sorry.
No. Ginga is they, them.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I wonder. I wish to see it myself.
I don't know if you want
I don't
to.
think you want to.
We must look at the horrors and to understand them. If only two of you have seen our true enemy, how are the rest of us to fight it?
You have a point, but
Well,
I'm not going back with you.
I don't know how reliable it is to replicate. Only Rena and I. Well, at first it was only me and then Rena. Here,
The mind
I don't
is
know.
pliable.
I was trying to pull Rena out of it, or not Rena. I was trying to pull Ariani out of it, and it didn't work out.
The mind is pliable. We have defenses, and internal guards, but we can let those down. We can try and find it.
My magic can only do so much.
Well, perhaps tomorrow morning before we set out.
Point is, it's
Indeed.
dangerous. And if we all get stuck in it or can't get each other out of it, then we've already failed.
Then I will go alone. And if you
No,
cannot pull
no.
me out, it is a sacrifice that I have made willingly.
Yeah, but then we end up in it with you. That's the problem. Like, there's no way to set a safety net for it. I got pulled in by trying to pull her out of it. It's an all or nothing. Like,
Tie a rope
we
to
have
me.
to be ready to get stuck in it.
Stand on the outside of the perimeter and tie a rope to me.
Well, I don't know if we were physically pulled somewhere. So I don't know
They
if
seem
that would...
they seem to seize up and weren't moving for a while until Ginga
Ginga,
touched them.
what did you do? Yeah.
A simple counter magic spell.
So it wasn't a physical pull.
No, you didn't go anywhere. You seized up for what seemed like a handful of seconds and then came back.
If we are talking about countering magic, I am also equipped with some things that could help with that. Perhaps with mine and Ginga's efforts, we could safely examine it.
Well, if you want to see it for yourself, then...
I'm just not on board with the idea of Glade going alone.
No.
Oh, me neither.
She was-
100%.
Glade huffs, upset that she doesn't get to go. Fine, then we won't.
If we can find a safe way to do it and know that we'll get you back out, it's fine, but
If we wait for safe ways to do everything, then we won't do anything.
this is...
Yeah.
I don't think you know what it was like.
And I wish to. She looks a little manic when she says that.
Well, what do you wish to know? I will convey what I remember.
She pouts and looks to the side. It is fine. I will slumber and we will journey in the morning. She is full pout in the corner.
Look, I think it's dangerous to unnecessarily subject ourselves to that. More than we need to. So... Do we have-
understand.
Do we have a route to the source of the fountain?
The answer to that question is sort of. You know that there is a path called King's Rise, about an hour's travel to the west of Altander's outside, like Western Gate. And you know that there are two main ways to ascend to Skymere. There is a place called the Wild Road, which is a overgrown and difficult to traverse mountain pass that is said to be populated with monsters. And then there is a pathway that has been sealed through one of Irius's wonders, a place called the Walk of Shadows, which would be a much more direct route, but involves challenging the magic directly.
And Adrian said that he knew a route. Right? That he knew
Adrian
the way.
mentioned that the roads in and out of the kingdom on all sides had been plagued by bandits.
He did say if we needed help that we could come and talk to him.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like I thought he said that.
Oh,
he,
yeah. Oh, he knew a route. Yeah, I understand now. Sorry, yeah, I misunderstood.
Yeah.
We could talk to Adrian, but, and I look at Ariani, I have a feeling that I don't have all the information involved in that, so I leave it to you.
Talk to him if you wish. If you can convince him to help us, then
Do you trust him?
No.
no. But
I just like the from back. No.
Then why would I ask him?
you might be able to learn something from him.
I could try.
We need a safe route. We need to... The more chances we can get of finding the source of the fountain, the better. I think that... so long as someone that's not me asks him, he may be open to negotiating.
I'll see if I can speak with him in the morning. He's an easy read. In the meantime, I think staying up late and gossiping isn't going to do us any good.
Right. Well, do all of you require a room? I
I
somewhere
have
else to
already
stay.
left and gone to mine.
Yeah, Gregorio's
Right.
just going to hold up his hand. I actually had a room here before all of this started, so I will retire for the evening there, and I will see you all bright and early in the morning.
And
I guess we're in Rena's room then, huh?
Do any of you require lodgings? I mean, my room's quite big, I'm sure. He kind of looks over to Ginga. How about you? Do you have something
I can take care
worked
of
out?
my own lodgings. Thank you.
You just
well,
nod.
I suppose this room will be for Rena then, and we will meet back here in the morning, or in the
Sounds like a plan.
downstairs in the inn, I suppose.
Hmm.
Right. I too shall take my leave.
If the 5 of you would be so kind, please check
Mhm.
your private chats in the Expanse Enduring Discord.
Mm-hmm.
I have a handout for each of you. One of you got a handout that's just an emote.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Okay.
So please take a moment to read those.
Mm-hmm.
And know that as we go into our next scene, you have the Lone Wolf token to arrive when you wish. If and when. But I take it that's with the sun down, shops closed, the curfew of Altander now in effect, Irius's curfew, which Keta has not dispelled. There isn't much else to do. You all have to kind of make your way to your own separate places and sort of end your evening, right? Is there anything
Yeah.
else anybody wanted to do?
Ariani's just going to bed and such.
Gregorio will probably spread out his journals across the table and get to writing and note-taking. Just general studying.
Okay. Gregorio, I will note, you're staying at the inn, right? At the Crooked River?
Mm-hmm.
Then you are staying at the same place that Rena is and Adrian is. And all of the rooms are now occupied.
If the
That's
church
a
takes me, I
question.
probably stay there.
You can stay at the church, actually. You will be welcome to stay at the church, and the priestess of the church will welcome you in. She'll
It's
ask you for a little
quieter.
bit of assistance. She's quiet and sweet and giggles a lot.
I intentionally go out of my way to tell her jokes that make her giggle. So like I walk in and I've realized that she's like one of those people, and I'm like, "Is that my favorite priestess of? Oh, it's such a delight to see you." And I like pick her up and swing her around, and
Yeah,
then we
her name
just
is-
tend the church together.
Her name is Hira, and she's a cute redhead.
Perfect.
So that's Glade. You stay with Hira. Gregorio and Rena are staying at the Crooked River, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hey.
Ginga, what about you?
Ginga's also staying at the inn.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. None all the rooms are now occupied. Ginga, are you staying at the inn overnight? You're not doing anything illegal?
No, what?
Just checking.
Just
Just
you got to
checking.
check, just
You
in
gotta
case.
Also,
Then,
when you have a chance, Hesper, I have a question for you in the private chat.
yes.
I probably asked much a similar question.
Okay, thank you.
Let me ask Gregorio. Am I remembering correctly? What race did you choose?
Alf.
Yeah. Okay. So how long have you been in town?
Oh, actually, I have a. Can I do a scene as we're heading to bed?
Yeah. Totally.
Glade would actually wait outside the door for Gregorio to leave, and she would go to him and say, "You, Gregorio. That's your name.
That's right.
I'm Glade. If you don't remember, sorry, that's awkward. You're an alv, correct?"
It kind of smirks and says, "Did the spooky eyes and winning complexion give it away, perhaps?"
I've known a couple of your kind in my trade. Kind fellows. Misunderstood, I believe. But you have a need for something. I have a surplus. If you would like, I can help you.
Go on.
The mana that you need. I have it. You can take it from me.
Gregorio kind of frowns for a second and kind of looks to the floor and says, "Huh. I don't think I've ever had somebody freely offer it to me before. Usually I have to engage more unscrupulous methods or acquire it through wages or... Well, you get the idea. It's not pleasant business. It's not worth talking about, but are you sure?"
I have watched people do unspeakable things all for the sake of food. I am a priest of Solmus, but I also wish to be a priest who champions life while it is here. It is just a simple need for sustenance, nothing more.
You have a very refreshing viewpoint on the matter, my dear. It's not often that I meet somebody as open-minded as this. He's like quite clearly like half uncomfortable, but half like bewildered that someone's showing him this kind of like leeway.
I have been looked at certain ways in every town I've been to since I became a priest of Solmus. I know what it's like to live on the edges. We will be working together, and while we do so, I merely wish to make that easier. Also, it will prevent the Ordo Gallant, I say as Ginga is like walking away, from looking at you a certain way.
Well, as you said before, my people do require a steady supply of mana taken from other living creatures. It's not ideal. It's not something that I am proud of. Not something that actually I am trying to study with my research, perhaps alleviating the need quite as much as we have it. But
you weren't the first person to try and solve world hunger.
I have a great many problems I'm trying to solve, but Alv mana dependency is quite high up there on my to-do list.
Well, then let's do this where no one else can see so I can sleep and get mine back. And I imagine the scene concludes there as Gregorio feeds on Glade's mana, because that's what elves need to do.
Yep.
Yeah. I think we
Once
can
a
leave
week.
the specifics of how this happened to the imagination, but know that it is something that Gregorio clearly feels conflicted over, and Glade has provided a safe harbor for somebody who is otherwise dealing with like a significant stress, and it is a nice moment between the two of them.
For anyone who doesn't know, elves in Sword World are basically mana vampires, and they need to not suck blood, but they need to suck mana out of people in order to not die.
It's true.
Only a
There
little
is,
bit, but
for
they
those
do
who-
need it every week.
Those who are uninitiated somewhat to Sword World, there is a special book that was released introducing a new faction, the Vagrant faction. And how it gets translated in English, next year with the crowdfunding campaign is anybody's guess. But it introduced a few new races and a new set of feats for people unaffiliated with a guild. Because Sword World operates on the premise, the idea that you are all working with a guild or a central organization. And the Vagrants are not. They are affiliated with different groups and have access to different feats. And the elves are one of the Vagrants. They're outlaws, along with like the monstrous weaklings and a couple of other folks. It implies a different sort of game entirely, which I think is really cool. And so Gregorio is tapping into that a little bit. But anyway, onward then. That's a scene. Did anybody else have anything they wanted to do before we pass on the evening?
No?
No, but Ginga does, as they're walking away and hears Ordo Gallant very loudly over their shoulder, does turn and give a little before heading to their room.
I wink.
Then night falls. The stars tear their way through the clouds. Within an hour or so, the sky is beautiful and scintillating, and none of you are in a position to see it. The expanse opens up, and Ariani, you dream.
Hmm?
Moment, please. A moment, please.
No problem.
Ariani, your mind goes to the place you were when you saw the woman, but it is now different. You feel free. You feel as if you could go anywhere. You drift in a cosmic expanse. Ribbons of arcane energy, scintillating nebulae, the birth and death of stars all around you. You feel you could go anywhere right now. Ariani, you are untethered. Where do you go?
I think Ariani goes somewhere. It doesn't even necessarily matter where, just somewhere outside of Altander. Because that's where she's been her whole life. And she's read so many stories about places and people, myths and real records of things that have happened outside of this one place that she's been for so long. And I think that she probably just wants to see somewhere else.
Ariani dreams of adventure. She dreams for 1,000 lifetimes of traveling across fields and through forests, picking apart ancient tombs, seeing the tall spires of eastern cities, traveling the bustling markets of Toma, or even the celebrated and anarchic lands of Pax far to the south. Ariani dreams of meeting fantastical creatures, seeing dragons. She dreams of a small grove with a massive dragon's skull and a sleepy spirit dwelling within. She dreams of a massive tree planted thousands of years ago, extending its arms to give its bounty. But Ariani, something doesn't settle. For all the adventure, for all of the things you see in this dream that you will forget most of upon waking. There is something in your heart that calls you home. There is an attachment there. There is something unfinished, something unsaid. Your family, your connections, your birthright. Something calls to you. Do you answer that call and return home?
Yeah, I think so.
Ariani, you find yourself on the streets of Cobbledown in the upper district where the nobles live. And you are walking alone, not riding Heinthon. And the crowd does not part for you. No one recognizes you. No one knows your face. You hear the hollow clack, clack, clack of your footsteps on the cobblestones. And no breeze brushes your skin, no sunlight warms your face. And you hear laughter ahead of you. Something is happening. There is an event or an occurrence of some kind. You can see a crowd has gathered. Outside of your home.
I think.
A tall house, 3 stories with a tower in the back. It's lovely, picturesque even. The walls stand tall, ivy cleaned from them, fresh coat of paint. The gate closed.
I think the follow Ariani will see what's happening outside of her house.
A figure stands amid the crowd. He stands tall, handsome, confident. He wields an ancestral blade that belongs to the Silvers family. And he is smiling and laughing and sharing a conversation with some folks in the town, as well as perhaps a few other members of the Silvers family. And he is telling a story of heroism. A time when he slew a fey dragon, a dragon that had been cursed with fairy magic. He boasts and he raises the blade into the sky and you see it gleam. And around him are some familiar faces. Adrian turns to one of them and says, but you were there. You know. Who is the face that he turns to? I'll take a volunteer.
He turns to Ginga, who is standing there, recalling also the fight.
I thought we were doomed, and your blade came out, and having dispatched those kobolds, what a brave strategy that was. I thought you were a goner, Ginga.
Me? You wouldn't be standing here if I hadn't done that.
Certainly. I owe you my life.
I run up to him and I grab him by the arm and I say, Adrian, there you are. That was such a scary fight. You did so well, though.
Glade, my dear. And he pulls you in close for a hug. We would have been nowhere without your magic. The wounds that I took. And he turns to the rest of his family and says, this is Glade, who I was talking about. My dear friend. She is the one who mended our wounds. I've never seen so much of my own bones in my life. Pray that I never do again.
You don't need to be so shy. We can tell people, right?
He blushes a little bit. I suppose now is as good a time as any. My return home, having ousted the traitor. Let's tell them.
We're together. I have spent so long wandering, and to finally meet someone like him is truly perfect.
They're not
It's
yours!
Everything I could ever want.
Ariani's voice cries out through the crowd, and voices gasp. As the crowd parts, who else is here around Adrian?
Gregoria
Mina's
steps
here,
forward as well. He
with
doesn't say it in
Gregorio.
the arena first. Yeah. You go first, Rena.
No, we're both here. We're both here.
We're
We were
both here.
talking amongst ourselves.
Yeah. Gregorio's holding like one of his journals, kind of pointing to his arm, and then pointing to Rena's staff. Just like discussing with her.
The crowd parts at your cry, and all eyes look to you. There is a gasp, and Adrian's blade sort of lowers towards the ground a little bit. And who do we have here? And he looks at you, Ariani.
You can't take them too. I just met them.
Take them? And what sort of monster is this that steps into the streets of Altander? You should know. And he raises the blade. Monster? That Altander is protected by a hero and his compatriots.
And monsters should be careful.
I'm not a monster.
Is that so? He takes a step toward you. Have you seen yourself?
Ariani recoils a little bit.
Fear not, citizens, for we, the 5 heroes of Altander, shall drive this being from your midst. And he swings the sword down, Ariani, and there is a rush of wind that blasts towards you, throwing back your hood. Ariani, this is a dream.
Mm-hmm.
So I leave it to you how much the audience gets to see here.
No, I think it's I think it's fair. I don't know if you have the other model. If you want to reveal it, you can. I think that
We
would be
could
appropriate.
do that. Do I have? I did not prepare the token, but I'd be happy to.
Oh, I can also reveal the other thing that on my end. So let me do that.
Yeah,
I did not have that ready.
I did not set up the token.
Let me do this. As the hood is blown away and underneath is revealed. Why won't it activate? I'm so sorry. Give me 1 second. There we go. Underneath is revealed Ariani. Long red hair, flowers in her hair. This incredible armor. It's It almost doesn't look like practical armor someone would wear. It's ornate. It's got these beautiful kind of butterfly motifs flowing from it, and she has this little green necklace. And very notably, so one of her arms is covered in this gauntlet, but the other arm is mostly exposed, and you can see where the shoulder is, where the elbow is, where the fingers are. Is not like there's a seam. There's a ball. There's a joint, an inhuman joint, a joint of a puppet, and not of a person. And she kind of, in the light now revealed by her cloak being kind of brushed aside, her skin is too perfect. It reflects the light in a way that a person's skin wouldn't. It's a little bit too shiny. Her eyes are a little bit too glossy. And she takes a step back.
Adrian levels the blade to the crowd theatrically. There, you see? This being does not belong here, not even human. And he swings the blade down again. Another rush of wind blows you another step back.
I am human.
He turns to his 4 compatriots. A human? Tell me, my friends, does any of you see a human here?
I see a research specimen I would love to dissect, but no, no human here. And he kind of raises his hand as it kind of clicks and clacks, and the barrel extends from his wrist.
I see a monster that threatens the peace of this town. And Ginga pulls their mouthpiece from behind them, places it to their face, and the helmet that they normally wear in battle appears.
I see target practice.
Just say the word, Adrian. We don't have to worry you with her.
No,
We can deal with this.
he's the monster, not me.
A bunch of knives are sort of swirling around Glade as she looks at Ariani. Why are you even talking? Do you really think anyone's gonna listen?
You have
Ariani,
to.
please roll initiative. And I'll take an initiative from the rest of the party as well, please.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Okay. I rolled initiative.
Kidding me? How did I get 0 initiative? Oh wait, a little bit of XP though.
Dream
worry.
experience.
Adrian's got you. He takes another step forward, and he says, "Enough of this farce. I, Adrian Silvers, clink clink," and he levels the blade in front of him, "with my family's blade, and the honor of this kingdom, will vanquish you, and send you back to where you belong."
It's
and
not
he
your
rushes.
blade. It's not your family.
He's gonna rush. He's gonna go ahead and make an attack.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you for 2 evasion rolls, please.
Okay. Hold on, I'm trying to find where that is. I apologize. I can't find where that is on the sheet. Hang on.
Second page.
Oh, I found it. Thank you.
Okay.
2 evasion rolls.
Mhm.
1, 2.
Those are both gonna fail.
And I'm not riding a horse, so I don't get any bonuses.
All right, Ariani,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ask you to take me 16 points of damage from the first hit.
Oh.
Less your armor, less your defense. As your family's blade, or rather Adrian's family's blade, cuts down across you, shattering parts of you.
Okay, so 16, and then I minus my arm. Sorry, this is the first time that I've been hit.
Your
in this game.
defense you'll find on the back of your sheet.
And I just minus that from the amount that I'm taking,
Yeah.
right?
What a
Yeah, this
Okay.
is a physical attack, so you just subtract defense from it.
Okay.
Twice, because this is 2 hits.
16 is
Oh,
the first
this is
hit.
the damage for the first hit. Yeah, 16 is just the first
Oh,
hit.
okay, yes.
Okay, I
understand.
found my HP. There it is. Okay, so I take... apologies. I take this much. There we go. Sorry, please continue. I'm still getting used to the game system. I apologize.
The second hit is going to be 19 damage. And as he cuts down across again, Ariani, another part of you shatters. There's the cracking like porcelain. There is the sound of shattering glass almost, and pieces of you scatter down across the cobbles.
Quite a lot of pieces. Ariani is looking very broken at the moment.
And he levels the blade up at your throat, looking down his nose. And he presses the blade into your neck. And he says, "They're not yours. I am Adrian. You? Who are you?" And I'm gonna pass the turn to Ariani. Ariani, your compatriots stand ready to counterattack. Should you fight back?
Ariani. She looks at the others standing behind Adrian, and I don't know. And she turns and runs.
And he calls after you. "How long do you think you can keep up this charade? This lie you've constructed? The truth will come out eventually. You're going to have to face it." And he puts his blade away and turns to the others, and the audience sees that Ariani does not. Adrian walking back into the group of the four of them, he snaps his fingers and his clothing array themselves perfectly. A sparkle of magic swirls around him, and he is once again immaculate despite the aggressiveness of the fight. And he says, "And when she comes back, I will be waiting for her to remind her of the truth that she's been running from." And he grins wickedly. Ariani, you didn't take any damage during the day, but your sleep is not restful. So you don't gain anything back during it.
Does that mean she still has the penalties that we got from the getting stuck by the curse too?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that sucks. I don't like that.
I think until she can get some rest.
Okay.
Does she heal up from the wounds she took in the dream?
Yeah, did I take the damage?
You did not actually take the damage.
Okay. Whew, that's pretty good. I took a lot of damage.
There's that.
Die in the game, you die in real life.
What was it? What was it? What was it that the
It was a -2
It was a -2, yeah.
on action checks, yeah.
-2? So I still have that then.
Yeah, you'll have a -2 until you can get a good night's sleep.
Okay. Awesome.
And the morning sun creeps through the window. Now, to clarify, only Ariani had this dream. The rest of you have a nice, restful night.
I am, in fact, looking for Adrian when I get breakfast.
You can find Adrian, actually, down in the common room of the Crooked River.
I would like to talk to him. Anyone
totally.
is welcome to join for that conversation if they want.
Well, so Glade, I will say as a Soulmite priest, your rites are performed at dawn and dusk. So you'll be up with the sun if you're performing your rites.
Of
So
course
you're
I'm performing. Yeah, absolutely.
Is anybody going to be
litigiously?
Is anybody a pre-dawn waker here, or is Glade the first up?
Ginga will probably be up with the sun, as is regimented by the Ordo Galant. So they are getting up and donning armor, preparing everything for the day.
Baby.
God damn it! I should have muted.
What?
You can't expect me to not say anything.
I love you so much.
Look, I didn't want to interrupt, so I whispered it.
So it was somehow more disruptive.
Sorry.
No, I adore you. I'm so grateful we get to do this every week. This is the highlight of my fucking life.
Welcome to Swordworld, Umi.
Welcome to Swordworld, Amy. I hope you're having fun. So
we had to catch you up on the nightmares.
In the morning, Glade and Ginga are the first ones down in the common room. And there you find Adrian dressed in more common clothes, kind of like a rough spun tunic. And he's helping carry out some supplies to kind of prep the common room for the day's business.
I help.
He's there with Netanya.
I immediately start picking up chairs and moving things with them.
Yeah, I should also probably clarify that Ginga has donned their armor that signifies them as a member of the Ordo Galant. They are using their belt of their invincible transformation belt to disguise their armor once again as just plain traveler's clothes.
Incidentally,
cloak.
To discuss a little bit what Ryu say is discussing, the invincible transformation belt is just a core item from Sword World, and it is exactly what it sounds like.
It's cool.
It's like it's the item they put in knowing that someday Ryu would play.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, because like
one will arrive.
I mean, this is if there's ever a game where playing like a transforming hero is like appropriate, it's fucking Sword World.
Yeah, right?
It is not specifically a Kamen Rider belt, but the intended use from the rule book is that it allows you to disguise your armor as something else.
It's a rider belt, come on.
It may as well
Netanya,
be.
Netanya kind of gives you the stink eye and doesn't really acknowledge you, Ginga. But Adrian smiles. Good morning, and Glade as well. Thank you for your assistance. I'm sure it's not necessary.
I owe you an apology. I am a priest of Solmus. I spend a lot of my days surrounded by death, but the way I spoke to you was extremely rude and inappropriate, and if I could, I would like to buy you breakfast to make up for dinner last night.
That won't be necessary, I'm sure.
Please, I insist.
Well, and he looks at Netanya, who sort of shrugs and kind of gives him a wink. Then, I suppose I would be honored.
Ginga, will you be joining us as well?
By all means, I would be grateful for your companionship.
Do I notice Netanya like kind of glaring at me and giving me the
totally.
sour
Netanya
face?
is genuinely removing herself from the equation. Like she departs to give Glade and Adrian a little bit of time together, but she also departs to not have to be around you.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm used to there being spit in my food anyways.
Adrian sort of looks downward. You know, my family's stories tell of a time when the Ordo Galant was respected.
Must be nice.
How
Never being
times change.
suspicious.
I was born the year before the Curse of Gloom, but I think you've taken your order has taken a lot of blame for that. Perhaps we could exchange notes. I'm seeking to end the curse myself.
That sounds lovely, as we are seeking the same.
Well, I suppose we've set out a table.
Might as well sit, right?
Yes, I'm going to. Oh, you please first.
No, I'm sorry. And she sort of like fans herself off a little bit. You said you had information.
Yes.
Navigating without encountering the Crimson. What is it that you called them?
The Order of the Burnished Rose.
Them, yes.
The Royal Knights of Altander, the servants of the royal bloodline.
Yes, the cowards and the
Defectors, yes.
defectors, yes. Thank you. Tell me more.
Well, some months ago, the passing of His Highness King Irius led the kingdom into a difficult position. Prince Keta being forced to take the throne as young as he is, and the Nobles' Council has, of course, been thrown into disarray. With Kefri in charge, Lord Chamberlain Kefri, excuse me, things were somewhat stable, but Keta's strategy is unpopular among the nobles. They fear the wild magic being released into the kingdom and accelerating the curse. And so the knights who serve Keta have been convinced that the kingdom is already dead.
I've noticed the apathy. Most people already believe this is a lost cause. What do you think of it?
He cocks his head to the side. What do I think of it? An interesting question. I've seen mighty magic in my day. Things that, would have been outlawed in Altander for most of my life. The resurrection of the dead or summoning of fey creatures. I've seen these things in my adventures, and there is uncertainty in relying on magic, or the words of some ancients, but I think there is also hope in it. And I find that an ounce of hope weighs more than a pound of despair, if that makes any sense.
And Glade actually takes the staff that is, she uses it as a walking stick normally, but when she fights it hovers at her side. She takes it, clears a small spot on the table and sets it down. I am not just a priest of Solmus. I found something one day. Magic from Solmus is a prayer, a chill, an inevitability. I'm sure everyone has a different way of describing it, but I didn't find magic. I found a window. And when I opened it, I saw the very making of this universe. The magic in everything. And it isn't controllable. It's persistent and constant and changing. It is the very fabric of the reality that we live in. I learned to place hope in the world and the universe because of it. Magic is unpredictable, but it is everywhere. We should put faith in everywhere.
He smiles kind of out of the side of his mouth. I haven't heard it described that way before, but...
I get that a lot.
No, I think there's truth in those words. And I think at this point, Rena and Gregorio are welcome to join us as well.
Yeah, Gregorio will appear. His hair's kind of slicked back, not quite dried. He's clearly had a bath in the morning. He doesn't have his magispheres connected to his arm. They just kind of like they're attached to his belt. So he basically has like a just one sleeve like dangling loose on his shirt. He doesn't have his apron on. He just has his the green shirt that he was wearing underneath as he emerges.
Rena comes out. She still looks half asleep, but she looks like she's, she got up, she went through the motions, her hair is brushed, she's clean. Popo is just full of energy, and Rena is not. Like,
Glade
he
would
heralds
actually
her arrival more than she does.
Glade, while telling this story, would be setting tables for her companions as they would walk in. She would set a spot for them the minute that they walked in the door and get everything ready for them while she was telling her story.
Gregorio looks like noticeably more energized than he was last night. As he takes a seat.
Good morning, you two.
Good morning. How did we all sleep?
Soundly.
Like the dead.
Glade laughs and blushes a little bit in spite of herself.
I trust we all had pleasant dreams.
Can't say I recall mine. I don't often.
I am the same. It's somewhat sad, but I suppose it could be a mercy at times to not remember.
Certainly. I've had my share of nightmares in my life. Although most of the nightmares I've encountered while awake. If you catch my meaning. Where's
Ginga
your...
narrows their eyes at Adrian a little bit.
If he notices, he doesn't say anything.
Where's that
your...
Ariani?
Fifth, yes. Ariani, where is Ariani this morning? She stayed outside of the castle wall in a little bookshop, as I recall.
Yes, that is correct. Ariani is usually the type of person to wake up quite early. This morning, absolutely not, considering what happened. And I think that I think that when the others like are curious and look around to see where she is, she's actually just sort of standing kind of just in a corner, just like with her arms crossed, like her hood on, and she doesn't like have bags under her eyes or anything, but something about her posture is very like tired. And she hasn't approached the group.
Yeah, so you look around. Those of you in the group do, of course, see Ariani, having been present in the common room of the Crooked River for some amount of time.
Probably not very long. She was just very quiet coming in.
Adrian's eyes are on Glade and not on Ariani at this point, so he doesn't acknowledge you.
Yeah, like I said,
think-
Ariani doesn't approach the table soon. Sorry.
I think Prince Keta is an optimist. But Prince Keta has faith in this world. And the worst thing that happens is the inevitable happens sooner. It's almost a mercy at that point.
I can't say the idea of mercy killing an entire kingdom sits well with me. If I'm striving for heroism...
Kingdoms are creations. In the kingdom's downfall, the people will leave. They will find other places. They will rebuild. I seek to prevent the death of this kingdom. But I do not share the same fears that everyone else has.
Well, I suppose that marks you as courageous.
Or foolish.
I just can't shake the thought that the Curse of Gloom is more than it seems. The war with Pax, the one-day war... Everyone, obviously, is signing that as the blame. The curse is revenge, but it... Revenge can come in so many forms, and I think... And his eyes do drift over towards Ariani at this point, and he does make eye contact with Ariani. I think when magic is involved, there's always more than meets the eye. And then he calls out, "Won't you come and join us for breakfast?"
Oh, Ariana. And I quickly, make the table, this one slightly messier because I didn't notice Ariana come in.
Ariani will quietly walk up to the table and sit down.
Good morning, Ariane. How did you sleep?
Yes, we were discussing our dreams for the future. And I suppose the dreams of last night.
No, I didn't dream.
Oh, such
A shame.
Seems a dreamless night, then.
I suppose it must have been.
Rena
Yes.
just kind of is like, lucky. I couldn't help but remember what we saw.
Yes, what
She
did you
slept
see?
okay, but it haunted her.
I overheard your mention of seeing the fountain, and I can say I certainly saw something when I looked at it.
I?
Have you seen
And
the
what did you
fountain? It's a
see?
haunting display.
Yes, he reaches into his pouch at his belt and he pulls out a sheaf of paper similar to yours, signed by the Chamberlain, giving him freedom and access to the kingdom. I've been investigating for a few days now. What I saw shook me. I saw an image of my family, and I saw a knife between me and my siblings. And the knife turned and ended pointing at me, and I remember looking down, and this strange blade plunged into my heart, but I couldn't quite see whose hand was on it. a dark memory.
The past can haunt us in our dreams.
What about you?
Nothing I could figure out so easily.
I almost wish I had been subjected to it just so that I would have a viewpoint. But from
As
from
do
what-
I.
We saw some kind of thorny creatures. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
Thorny creatures?
Yes, like
Were they-
splinters, many of them.
Made of wood, then?
Yes,
Briarborn. The foot soldiers of Pax.
you do know of them.
Yes, one of the magical means by which Pax, the fairy nation to the south, wages war. I understand if you're not from here and this land is unfamiliar to you, you might not know. There was a time, not so long ago, about a generation ago, where Altander waged war on Pax, marched on its
Yes, I
walls,
know.
and took the city of Pax, the capital of the nation. In a single day, no resistance was offered, but the occupation changed nothing. The laws very quickly disentangled the occupying army, and soon Arius's men were befuddled and back home. And nothing had changed, despite having won, I suppose, the invasion. But those Briarborn, those beings, they're the creation of fairy magic. Outlawed in this land, of course.
You know quite a bit about fairy magic.
He nods. I do. My family has deep connections to the Ordo Galant. And he looks over towards Ginga. The blade that I bear... the blade is called Moonlight, and it is said to have been forged with the blood and tears of the Fae themselves. And what that means is anyone's guess, but it is my birthright as the heir to the Silvers family. And Moonlight and I have encountered more than our share of wild Fae in the forest.
What, in a month or so?
Give or take.
Ariane just rolls her eyes.
Why, have you crossed paths with any Fae in the forest? Of course, I wouldn't ask a question so openly illegal.
I believe this is a table of friends.
Well, that's
I certainly have.
He sort of leans in a little conspiratorially. What sort of Fae have you encountered?
I lean back, getting real close. They were dastardly things. I travel in my work, going village to village, town to town, tending to the dead and the needs that they have, and long nights in forests tend to invite giggles and whispers on the wind, blessings and curses, and things you're not supposed to respond to. Easy enough to get by.
Certainly the people of Altander have a way with the Fae. A long history, some would say.
It's entwined in who we are.
Yes, interesting that Arius should have turned so sharply those 25 years ago, wouldn't you say?
Hearts can be swayed by the strangest things.
He leans back in his chair. He takes a final bite of his food. Well, I'm stuffed. You had questions about the trip up King's Rise. I can help.
Anything you have that might be useful.
Well, the travel to the west is going to be a little tricky. There are bandits on the West Road, former members of the Burnished Rose. And to my understanding, the former Knight Commander of the Burnished Rose, well, in some capacity or another, has traveled up the Western Road herself to try to effect some sort of change, he shrugs. But there are two paths up King's Rise. It's a mountainous, forested path, and it diverges after about a mile, and you'll find to the west the Wild Road, which is a cliffside, very dangerous, and I've heard calls of a wyvern in the air. To the east, the much more direct path, which will bring you in contact with one of Irius's wonders, the Walk of Shadows, a magical transportation method of some kind, almost like a temple or a teleporter, that's been closed off. And you'll find a similar kind of warding magic to what you would have seen on the fountain. What I had hoped to tell you before you left, and I'm glad to have the opportunity, is that Chamberlain Kefri has a key. Colloquially, Kefri's key. I'm told it's what some goblins were in town trying to steal a day or so ago. And some heroes vanquished some goblins, and the key was recovered. Returned to Kefri's keeping.
That is an interesting bit of information we were never given.
He nods.
A key to what?
Oh, Irius's wonders, of course. The wards on the wonders. If you wanted to unlock the magical seals on the wonders, to traverse the Walk of Shadows yourself, perhaps. Said to sap the life from those who walk it.
Now, you wouldn't know how to operate it, would you?
Oh, no, unfortunately. Not much of a spellcaster, but I'm certain someone of your resourcefulness could figure it out. And he gives you like a sly smile.
I smile back. And you must be right. This is valuable information. Can you think of any reason why we wouldn't have been told this?
Well, perhaps Kefri is not telling you the whole story for some misguided reason. In my
She doesn't
experience,
seem invested in our success.
No, perhaps not. Kefri, or so my parents tell me, is a realist. They refer to him as a peacekeeper. And, you know, the nobles have, of course, been riled up by His Majesty's death. Perhaps Kefri doesn't want change. But he's given you a great deal of freedom with which to effect it.
And if we have free reign, I sort of tug into my sleeve and at the paper. If we have free reign of the castle, that should also mean the ability to ask some questions.
Yes, perhaps. Although a more direct path could also be in your future. I suppose you have the choice. You could investigate the mountain pass. You could travel to Altander, the Castle Grey again. The world is, as they say, yours for the exploring. But I've given you what I know. You'll stay in touch as you learn things, of course, yes?
Where are you going?
I was hoping to travel to the east, towards Toma, towards the eastern border. I've heard tell of some strange magic at Toma's borders, so I thought to investigate that. Perhaps something to do with the Curse of Gloom reaching the boundaries of the kingdom.
I will admit my disappointment. I was hoping you would be able to take the journey with us.
I'm afraid I've already
I'm sure that
commissioned
would
a
be
wagon.
necessary.
Yes, Ariani's right. I think you're more than enough for the task. If Kefri plans on your failure, then I think he's underestimated the five of you. And he smiles. Oh, Ariani, I meant to say so. I happened upon your horse in the stables. A fine horse. But I've grown up around horses, and I couldn't tell you, what breed is that? I thought perhaps a Sutherland's horse, but, without the shaggy coat of a Sutherland's horse, and perhaps an
Yes, just
Eastern stallion, but
a mix.
a mix.
Right.
Well,
Explain why you couldn't identify him.
oh, he's very fond of you. A gentle heart, that one.
I hope you didn't do anything to him.
Oh, he was very
What
kind
an
to me.
odd statement.
I understand your mistrust of me. I came on too strong. I took the liberty of sneaking a few apples into the horse's stables. May have fed your horse an apple. I apologize. He stands up from the table. But look,
Rena's not buying that at all.
I should be about my business. I have a few days here left in town before I head out to the... I've a few things to help Netanya with, and a few shopkeepers around the town. If you're planning on shopping, you can put in a good word. Or I can put in a good word, rather. Perhaps if you need to speak with Thali or one of the merchants in town, they could cut you a little discount. I've been helping out quite a bit.
I
don't have
can't
a whole
wait
lot
to
of
spread
cash
your
on
name
me.
across the town.
If you'll excuse me, he bows.
Until we meet again.
And he returns to work.
The minute that I think we're out of earshot, I go up to Ariani and say, "Take me to your horse right now."
Yeah, I think we're all like to the horse. Let's go. That was such a like. Your wife really loves you, huh? Type of like.
It's a shame if anything happened to her.
Yeah, like you've got a really nice family. What did you do?
Yeah, there's just a box on the floor. So, yeah, I take it the five of you head to the stables?
Ariane will
Yes.
lead them to.
Post haste.
I mean, yeah, they it's not like she would be able to hide a horse from them, so she would take them to see behind them.
There are 3 horses in the stables. There's Heinthon, there's an old gray mare, and then there is a bright red, like, war steed that belongs to some other kind of soldier. And the stables are clean and well swept. They are pristine. There's fresh water in the troughs for the horses. There's fresh hay in each of the stables. They've been freshly mucked. And it looks like all the horses have been brushed. Including Heinthon, who, upon seeing you, kind of nickers happily.
Anthony, were
Sort
you
of
taking care of all
bounces
your
head.
hair? She kind of brushes like the side of his head. She's kind of, she's just sort of gently stroking him, but also kind of circling around him.
He is
looking to
as
see if there's-
immaculate as he was the first day you saw him. He is clean and pristine. He is absolutely a well cared for horse. He's been brushed. He has been brushed down.
I'm glad they
So
took
this-
care of you.
I'm here for 2 things.
Okay.
One, I am seeing if that same smell of death is now present in this room.
I think Glade, it lingers, yeah. There's like a lingering smell.
Noted. And my second question is, do I recognize this breed of horse?
I think that would be probably a knowledge roll.
Let's do it. I do have ranger, so it would particularly be applicable for animals as well.
Yeah, I think absolutely that would be applicable.
12.
So we're looking at a 12. Now, to clarify, Umi, Hanthon is sort of a non-specific horse, right? Like,
Yeah, do you what sort of success is this? Would you like me to describe the horse?
I would say this is if there is a flawless success, this is a grade below it.
Okay,
But
so
I
Near
think
flawless.
near flawless. Okay.
yeah, we can talk about the magic.
Okay. So Glade looks at this horse, and it's been very well taken care of for. Like, it's clearly it's not shabby at all. There's no like imperfections on this horse at all. Almost too much. This horse has like a gorgeous glossy coat that like seems like absolutely devoid of like slight imperfections or anything like that. And the breed is hard to identify. Glade, you said that she's a ranger. I think Glade wouldn't recognize this horse as any sort of common breed of horse that would be commonly used. Glade would probably recognize that there is something uncommon about this horse. There's something potentially magical about this horse.
Ariani, could you come here just for a moment?
Ariani will go aside with Glade.
Do you see that? And I point at Heinthon and like get really close. Like, you have to get close. Do you see it?
Yes, it's not hard to see. That's my horse. He's quite big.
Yeah, no, it's. I don't think you can see it. Please come closer with me.
What
she
am I
tries
looking
to get
at?
you to come in real close, and then she says, "I'm sorry to do this," and I try to put a hand on your face.
Okay.
Ariani, are you caught off guard?
I think so. I think Ariana's
And
thinking about
I don't
Heinthon.
notice
I wasn't expecting
anything
it, so
new.
Ariana's not expecting it.
I noticed the thing you told me earlier, and I confirm it, and you feel like a light little knuckle just go. Does it feel like skin?
No.
I don't say anything. And I look at you, and my eye looks between both of yours, and I nod. I have no idea what Adrian was talking about. I say to the group.
We'll talk later. I think Heinthon's fine.
Yeah, I think he is too. Very fine. Immaculately well cared for.
Thank you.
He gets like a happy clap or two.
Very animated.
Yes, well,
Does
he's
anything else in the stable seem out of place?
Ginga, go ahead and roll me an observation roll.
Okay. Nope.
Nope.
Nope. Everything is in its place. I will say, Ginga, it's perhaps difficult to investigate because it has been swept immaculately clean.
Well,
Which I suppose is suspicious in its own right. You do get that.
It
100%.
seems within our interest to investigate this key. I don't trust him, but we can ask Kefri whether this key is in fact a thing that might aid us before we set off.
I almost wonder if we shouldn't. I feel as though trying to ask for help from one so unhelpful is maybe not the right idea. And further, if you are concerned about Adrian, us doing the opposite of what he expects might be ideal.
I think that's very wise. And we shall take the longer route.
That seems wise.
I hear
And-
no dissenting.
Is there anything that we need to prepare before we head off? We agreed that we would head off today if possible. I have everything ready myself, but if there's anything any of you need, we should arrange it swiftly.
No,
I
I travel
We are all
lightly.
prepared.
Well then, we should make our way into the mountains.
Quickly. I say, looking back at the inn suspiciously.
I think that's very wise.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Glade.
He is cute, I'll give him that.
What's
Shame
the
about the
horse?
smell. Yeah,
horse?
of course, no. The Adrian.
Well,
Just
I
how
hadn't
fast
noticed.
it.
No, Hindthorn is very cute.
Hindthorn is very cute, yes. But he's the Adrian, he's too well put together.
He's
He
too
is.
perfect.
He mixed up a lot of words there, and he laughed them off like they were intentional.
But I wish you hadn't made my invitation so unwelcome. You know, you're supposed to keep your enemies close.
Not that one.
Read that phrase used. It is harder to do in practice.
I'm sure we'll come across them again. It's good to have rapport.
And
Well,
as you
lucky
say,
that you have it.
it's good to have rapport. You reach the western gate of Altander.
Mhm.
There is a high stone wall, 25, 30 feet high, 10 feet thick. This is a proud thing, a proud edifice. Even crumbling, it is imposing in its right. Like the ancient kingdoms of old, this wall was built to ward off a siege for months. And perhaps images of another war flash through some people's minds, Rena. But the gate lies open, and out before you sprawls a winding road heading off into the foothills, peppered by trees and stray boulders. Occasionally you'll find a farmhouse or a loner villager living off on their own, but also peril. Bandits are said to prowl this western road, and as you can see, as the foothills rise up to meet the northwestern mountains, you can see some little plumes of smoke rising from the forest, indicating camps, perhaps bandits or otherwise. And the world spreads out before you. The sun is rising towards its apex as you set out on your journey.
Mm-hmm.
Glade seems very comfortable in traveling. She spent essentially the entirety of her adult life and most of her teenage life doing it. And so the minute that they're out of the village, the further they get away from civilization, the happier she seems to be. She even spends time, having picked up on some things about Ariani, she uses her ranger skills to point out different like flowers and just kind of say really fun facts about them to Ariani, because she has heard the absolute textbook way that girl speaks. So she tries her best to kind of simulate the experience of reading a book while traveling.
Ariani is very receptive to all of this information that Glade has to offer, and will offer, where I imagine that Glade might have more like practical knowledge about these things. Ariani kind of responds with like very kind of like scientific and textbook knowledge about things that Glade is pointing out, like oh yes, the proper name for this flower is the rose guild, the rose gilded daisy. And she'll like she's clearly very responsive to that.
Glade seems irritated by it at first. And there's sort of like a quiet acceptance, like you interrupted my hyperfixation with science, but okay. But she does let her. So half the time they're probably like taking turns info dumping, but then
Yeah.
one of them says something the other one can't stand, and so then they bicker about it for like 20 minutes.
He's gal-splaining you.
Like,
The druid part of Rena is just like itching.
Glade is talking
I'm not
about
gonna
like
say anything, but she's just like.
I imagine
Yeah, the-
Glade is talking about like the like spiritual like influence and meaning of this flower.
Practical application,
yeah.
how it's existed within different
Yeah.
cultures and societies, the medicines you can make with it.
Mhm.
The druid part of Rena is like, that's Cobbler's Rose. Shut up. It's so simple.
It's so simple. Yeah, Rena might feel like Glade is batting for her because Glade is very much in line with like the druidic way of viewing those things.
I'll actually say, since this is happening, Ariani's the things Ariani says in return aren't exactly like scientific facts about the flowers. I think Glade would probably notice that like the things she knows aren't necessarily factual and true. She is often talking about like when they show like she'll often reference them in terms of like oh yes this in fact in the Red Robin book there was they used this flower to it was a ingredient in the potion that they used to heal the forest, which is like completely like not something that would actually happen, but she seems very like adamant that this is like a thing.
So do you know what stories are?
Yes.
Okay, so that's one of them.
Yes.
Yeah, it didn't happen.
Do you know what fiction is?
Do you know what a fictional story is?
So I'll say the two of you are pretty well occupied with one
Yeah.
another, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Let me just cut in real quick, and I'll
Yes.
ask Ginga, Rena, Gregorio, what are the three of you doing while the two of them are bickering?
Ginga is just glad to be out of the city and on the road. There's they're used to traveling. They do enjoy just being away from everything and having a destination in mind.
Rena is stopping Popo from picking every flower they point to so that they don't continue bickering about them along the road. She's like, no, not that. We'll get you another one later. There's no more room. There's no.
Popo rolls into a bed of flowers.
Yeah, she's just like trying to keep it so that the topic of their bickering and the flower types doesn't continue. And she's like, we'll find, there's better flowers up in the mountains, I promise. Like, for the love of God. I don't want to hear about this anymore. They're all wrong.
Popo pops up out of like a rotten old log with like a patch of moss on his head, sort of covering the flowers. For a second, he sort of shakes it off, and the flowers spring back up.
Gregorio is probably like listening to Ariani and Glade bicker, and if he knows the answer, like the correct thing that they're talking about, he's like forcing himself to not like insert himself in the conversation and just kind of focusing on like talking to Rena, and just like focusing on
Rena and
talking to him.
Gregorio vibrating for two totally different reasons, but also the same reason.
Ginga is trying to ignore as much of it as possible. They're outside, the sun is shining, presumably the birds are chirping. They don't care what fucking flowers are on the side of the road. It's a nice day out.
Yeah, it's truly a beautiful day in the forest. The sun shines down, casting long shadows. There are sparse clouds, fluffy light in the sky. For a kingdom under the grip of a curse called the Curse of Gloom, it certainly seems vibrant out here. The forest is doing very well. And the wilderness blows in the wind. Sheaves of tall grass sort of rustle as you go. Birds flit from tree to tree. You see squirrels and, groundhogs and such kind of making their lives. This just seems like an idyllic countryside. Ginga, go ahead and give me an observation check, because you're the one who is in the most scouterly position.
Yeah, and I have scout to begin with, so let's go. 14.
With a 14, Ginga, you notice that you are being surrounded before it happens.
Boy.
Yeah, they will stop and hold a hand up.
Just gonna move us up here. Give me a moment. Let me grab of these. Ginga stops and holds a hand up. There are figures concealed by rocky ridges and trees that are beginning to encircle the group. Ginga has pointed it out. You have seconds to act. I'm going to give everybody a round to do what they want to do. Ginga, what do you do?
Ginga will shift into their alternate form. Yell, "Put on!" And their traveling clothes will transform back into their armor and equip their mouthpiece and helmet.
So do I get a full action? You're giving me
the-
a full major action.
The rest of the group, you're seeing that Ginga is preparing. So yeah, you're gonna have a full major action. Although
Not
you do
combat
not see
preparation
a threat.
phase. Okay.
Yeah.
I am going for the first time in this campaign transform into my beast form. So a Glade turns into a very shaggy-haired blonde wolf with white on the underside of her chin. And I also deploy my geograph.
Ariani.
Also, I can no longer talk to any of you.
Yep.
Ariani jumps on a horse, because she was probably walking, because obviously not everyone can go at like the horse's pace.
Yeah.
And she's actually going to move back, if that's possible, to kind of the back line where Rena and Gregorio are. And she seems to like... She seems to be like readying herself in like a stance.
I am frontline.
Understood. Gregorio, Rena?
On seeing everybody kind of get into like combat positions, Gregorio will just kind of curse to himself under his breath, go, "Oh, here we go again." He's going to raise his hands to his chest, and it's going to start pulsing like a green glow. He's going to close his eyes and just softly under his breath, under his breath, just say, "Grant me skin of steel," and I'm going to cast beetle skin on myself.
Ooh.
Go!
And around where his hand was on his chest, the skin just like starts to darken, and it kind of spreads all across his shoulders and down his remaining arm. It kind of stops just short of his neck, so like just underneath his chin, and he takes up a defensive stance.
Sorry,
Go ahead,
can I do one more thing?
Yeah.
Since we're getting like actual actions and stuff. I think Ariani, she's kind of in this very like proper stance, clearly about to do something. But she also, she's actually, she's actually going to pull down her little face mask, and her face is like very. I mean, everyone's like busy doing things, so unless anyone's looking, I won't describe it specifically, but she's very pristine. And she starts to like loudly speak as she's like, Chapter 4, Sunlight and Moonlight. Arrows rained down, and they would not stop their approach. And she starts reciting. It was the first time she did this. She was reciting from like some kind of book of tactics. She's reciting something from like a very dramatic story. And she's going to use her Flowing Fortunes and give everyone +1 to evasion checks.
Love this. Love this. Everybody has +1 to evasion checks. Tactician works a really cool way in this too, because you can get like higher ranked versions of stuff, but you have to build up to them as the combat like progresses.
Mm-hmm.
So
Tactician's
it's very
cool.
It's very cool. I was looking at Tactician recently. Rena, how do you prepare?
Rena doesn't really do much. She just sets Popo down and gets her staff ready.
Popo!
Oh,
Popo looks,
so it's actually not everyone that gets this because I'm in the back line. It's actually
Oh yeah, you're
it's
ranked.
actually Gregorio and Rena that get it at the moment.
That's
So
squishy.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with this.
Then at that, the figures enter the fray, or enter the scene, I should say. You see a man, roughly middle-aged, dressed in armor that must have once shone with a brilliant sheen, decorated with a brass rose emblazoned on the front of it. But now, not wearing a royal tabard, not wearing any noble colors, this knight strides out into the battlefield and calls out, "We've been found out, boys! Best make our move now!" And he is joined by 2 others as they emerge from around you in the field. Since you had the initiative, you're able to position yourselves wherever you want. I'm going to put these guys on the front line here. And we're going to roll initiatives.
What? Okay. Wait.
Oh, that's a 10 from Ariani.
Whoa.
Epic experience! This is the
Yay.
best time to get that.
yeah, if you're gonna fail at anything, the initiative isn't too bad.
Well, you had a chance to set up, so even though they're going first in this combat, you're at less of a disadvantage than you would have been otherwise. So we'll begin.
Even with the 10, damn.
Yeah, even with a 10, you're looking for an 11 on this one actually.
So
Excuse me, a 12.
close.
They have a 12 on their team. The figure in the back, with a flow of a dark cloak, draws out a black bow and levels out an arrow. And they're aiming first at the front line, Ginga and Glade, and then they spy Ariani astride the horse and are going to try to aim for Ariani instead. Ariani, I need an evasion check from you, please.
Can do. That's an 8.
8 is not going to be enough.
Although, I have +1 bonus to evasion while riding, so it's actually a 9.
Still not enough. You're looking for 12 on this one.
Okay, that's not what I got.
Ariani, you're going to take for me 14 points of damage as a black hafted arrow whistles out from this bow
Okay.
and strikes your shoulder.
Okay. There's a sound like porcelain shattering.
It cracks and it echoes across the battlefield. Ariani, visions of your dream, I don't think I need to clarify, flash through your head. The other 2 stride forward. A dwarf wielding a large hammer, and then a human knight wielding a broadsword and a shield step to the front lines. Ginga and Glade, evasion checks. Ooh, Ginga, your blade flashes and you parry a sword blow.
Woof.
Yeah, Glade, the hammer comes down suddenly with a thunderous fury. And that's going to be... 1 second while I roll. A lot of this is not automated, and it would be so much easier if I just had fistfuls of dice to roll.
No, I did this too.
Someday we're going to get around to like an actual table, and we're going to have a game, and we're all going to be so good at it.
So good.
Glade,
I'll
that's
put
going
her
to
show in
be
my suitcase and bring her
10
over.
points of damage as this hammer strikes down past your floating shield.
Minus defense, right? It's not magical.
Yeah, minus defense. It is physical damage.
Okay, that means I only take 4. Actually.
Yeah, that's true. Ariani, please don't forget to reduce the damage you take by your defense.
Yes.
Okay, cool. For magical damage, you won't apply that, but if it's a physical attack, you will.
Yes.
And so the archer in the back cries out, New rows, formation 3. And they get ready to make an action on their next turn. So it is the party's turn.
I have a quick clarification question.
Yes.
Since I deployed my geograph technically 1 turn ago, I have 2 key points in all of my categories.
At
correct?
the top of this turn, you have 2.
Perfect. Then I am going to start my first.
Your staff and your shield kind of float
Aspect.
around you.
They do. The shield, it floats around me, and I'm not fully used to using it to block attacks, which is why that hammer got through. But my Geomancer staff starts to light up, the stone in the center of the staff beginning to pulsate a bright yellow light. As I start the aspect of Healing Earth, I believe it's called?
Mm-hmm.
Healing Earth, yes. Which will heal. I spent 2 key points on it, so it will heal 4 twice at the end of my turn. For my
Yes.
major action,
Yeah, I leave the target selection to you.
I will take care of it. Yeah, I have
Cool.
a process now. Ariani,
Hello.
I'm going to heal you
Wow.
with my healing spell, which I think is power 10 plus magic. So let's
Yeah, if it's
start.
priest heal, power 10
It
plus.
is priest
Yeah.
heal. I forget what it's called.
It's Cure Wounds, isn't it?
I don't have my spell lists open. This is so unlike me, golly. It is Cure Wounds, yes.
Yeah.
Nice and simple. That is a power 10.
And plus spell power. It's quite strong.
Plus spell. Wait, spellcasting check first.
Yes.
Works. Okay,
Yippee!
good,
All
great.
good.
That's not a critical. There is no critical heal.
But it is.
But you do heal. That actually isn't counting the +4, so you heal for 10.
Yeah.
10. Okay.
Yeah, you heal for 10 as
Yeah.
It sounds like growling. She is no longer actually speaking. But she tries to envision not the normal type of healing she does. She prays to heal what she considers right now a cadaver. And thankfully, she's quite good at that. And then my random stuff goes off, and there are 9 targets. The first one, I cancel. Wait, no, it needs to be a D9. I'm gonna keep that and just still cancel it.
So the area of effect on this, what's the range on this? Before you roll?
It's 20-meter radius around me. Everybody.
Okay, do me a favor, make it a D10 and assign a target you can't see.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Ooh.
You don't need
I'll
to be
roll
able to
again.
see or be aware of your
Ooh.
targets in order to affect them with
Correct.
this.
It is random targeting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna cancel that. Both canceled. That's the end of my turn.
Okay. Glade, you set out your geograph, and you've been gathering the energy of the land, and the energy of the sky, and the sort of magic pulsing through the land of Ennam flows into your staff and empowers the crystal. It's a slow growth, like the gleaming sort of grows. It builds over time, and from where you are, if you were to look like to your left, you'd see the massive tree from which all this magic flows. It's visible in the skyline from basically anywhere in Ennam. And you can feel the flow beneath the earth of the Wayfarer and the sort of way gates that the roots of the goddess tree make up. And along these roots of the goddess tree, there's a flow, and there's you can feel like rocks in a stream. And you become aware that there is someone else here that you cannot see.
I can't verbally communicate it.
No.
Oh my gosh.
I howl. I howl in the hopes that it will work. I howl and I bark 4 times.
That's Timmy spelled down the wells.
Like I point, bark, and then I point in the woods in a random direction and bark again.
Puppy.
What's that go?
Timmy fell in the well.
Timmy's in the well.
We have one brain cell here on Sword World.
So,
Puppy.
puppy. The party gets the rest of its turn.
Okay. Can I can use a minor action then attack, right?
Yes.
You can use a minor
action
action
can
at
happen
any
whenever you
time.
want. Yeah.
Like just a basic attack. Can I use a minor action? Basically, can I use targeting and then use one of my special bullets, or is it just a regular shot? Because targeting is a minor action, but signal bullets. Signal bullets also a minor action.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No. So with the bullet spells, it's a minor action to enhance the bullet, and then it's a major action to actually take the shot. You're taking the shot using marksman,
Right.
and it's just a regular attack. You've enhanced the bullet with the spell.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to raise my gun arm, which is fully deployed. The little scope's gonna slot out. I'm gonna take a better aim, and I am going to fire at the one that's bothering Glade. So yeah.
Yeah, she's barking so much, it's clearly a problem.
Yeah, something's clearly wrong.
Is 10 your final answer on this?
It looks to be because. Oh wait, no. It's an 11 because obviously I've got.
11 is going to be a hit. A 10 would have been a miss.
Oh.
Thank you, targeting. Okay, augmented. 6 damage.
The one that's bothering Glade?
Yeah.
All right, just a moment. 6 damage. A blast of white light, kind of like a beam that just sort of breaks away into sparkling, like scintillating remains and drifts away in the air. You grazed him. This dwarf with this big hammer grips it more tightly and turns back over his shoulder to the one who with the bow. Says, "Captain, Magitech!" And the one with the bow just sort of nods. "I know. Stay strong."
Yeah, you're about to know
That's
more,
my turn.
buddy.
Yep. We'll show you some magic deck. Oh boy.
Rena going next then?
Yup. I don't think I want to use targeting just yet, because I do have it too. But I'm going to aim for the guy in the back, the archer.
Okay, you're gonna aim for the archer. That's gonna be a hit on the archer.
Crit bullet. Oh!
Never. It never hits.
It
Wow.
never hits.
It's
it
always
did once.
just like one short. No, I don't. This wasn't even the attack that did that once. It was normal.
With a crack, a ringing sound resonates over the battlefield, and you have blown a new hole in this archer's like midsection. He kind of winces against the pain. His cloak billows out with a new hole in it.
Using
And
those organs.
yeah, he sort of blinks in your direction. And it looks like he knows who his next target's gonna be.
Not surprised.
Ariani.
Mm-hmm.
I believe you're the only one left.
Yeah.
I haven't gone yet.
Oh.
Yeah, Ginga also
Ginga
hasn't
hasn't
killed
gone.
someone in one turn yet.
That's true.
Do you want to kill someone in one turn, Ginga, or should I go?
We're overdue a Ginga crit.
Ginga will. I guess I got to make a spell casting check first. So that's magic power on the second page.
Yes. Yeah. So most healing spells have no like difficulty, and just a roll of 2 1s is the only way to fail. Most spells have a target number for casting them. So depending on what spell you're casting.
Enchant weapon.
Enchant weapon from Conjurer.
Yes.
Let me double check. Why am I not remembering? I did this as Wayla.
It happens to me every single time.
I think if there's no resistance, it's just a roll
Yeah.
of 2 1s is the only way to fail it.
Correct.
Resistance optional.
Yeah. Okay. So
Okay.
yeah, you enchant your weapon.
Yeah. Ginga twirls their sword a little bit, places their free hand at the hilt, and runs their hand down the blade. It illuminates blue as they move their hand, and begins to glow.
Your blade gleams with blue light, and that's going to be your action, right?
Yeah, that is my major action.
Okay, then Ariane is all that's left.
Okay. Ariane, she kind of swipes her spear glaive to the side as she continues to announce or read out. And as the warriors bravely fought, they looked to the east, the rising of the sun, the cavalry charging like a whirlwind as she kind of like whips the reins of Heinthorn and she charges forward into the front lines. And now that I've moved, I am going to declare my use that instead of doing a normal attack, I am going to use the charge feat or charge ability. So because I was at the minus 15 mark, and now I'm at the, I guess, minus 3.
You've traveled 12 meters. That's more than 10.
Yes. For every 5 meters that I travel, I get +1 points of damage to the attack that I'm about to make.
Ooh.
Yes.
So that's why you started in the back.
I should have started further away, actually.
Now, what is your full movement? I'm curious.
30. So, I mean, if
So-
you'll allow me to have just started at max,
You
then
can
I will
circle around. Yeah, you're absolutely allowed to circle around.
It's always measured from the shortest point that I was standing at. So unless you want to
Oh, is
say that
it?
I started further away,
We'll say you had a round to position yourself.
I couldn't have been more than 10 meters away from Gregorian Arena. So
that's
that
fair.
would have been 25.
That's fair.
So I can be 25 meters away from them.
I think 20, because if you had to be close to Gregorio and Rena, I think this is about it, right?
Well, yeah, sure, 20.
Yeah, 20 sounds good.
Okay.
Which would be 4 additional damage.
Okay. So I can also declare this is compatible with the use of feats. So I'm also going to declare the where is it? I am also going to declare the use of the. I cannot find it. There it is. Aimed attack feat. So I get +1 bonus to accuracy checks on this attack. So I'm going for the axe guy, by the way. I just have to do this. Bang. So that's 9 +1 because of the feat that I just used for a 10 to hit.
I do hate to say it, but a 10 is going to be a miss.
Yo.
10 meets their defense, which is a miss.
Okay. Well.
So Ariana, your spear whirls around overhead, Fire Emblem style. You bring it down, and the haft of the hammer comes up with a clack and collides with the wood of the haft of your spear and kind of throws it to the side. And the dwarf sort of scoffs at you.
Okay. That's my. That's most of my turn then. But Ariane continues as she did at the start. She continues her strange. Recounting of a story, it seems, and will give this time Ginga and Glade the +1 to evasion.
Okay. Then
Oh wait,
here's what happens.
I actually
Oh,
have
yeah,
more to do because my
what's
mount can attack.
oh yeah, that's true.
Yes, and actually, charge applies to the mount as well. So if the
Sick.
if
yeah.
the mount hits, then it can also get the additional damage.
Then it gets to make that roll.
Okay, so let's have Hein.
I think we said it was a +6, right?
Yes, I have.
Shockingly, yes.
I have the roll.
Your mount's
here.
powerful.
That's 13.
13 is absolutely a hit.
Okay.
Heinthon rears up on his hind legs and slams his hooves down at this dwarf.
So that is 13 damage plus 4, so 17 damage.
So the dwarf has 14 hit points remaining. And so Heinthon's hooves come down, and you trample this dwarf down into the ground. And when the dust clears, he lies kind of twisted, his hammer discarded.
Excellent work, Hanthan. Okay, now that's my turn.
And that makes it the enemy's turn, yeah? Seeing the dwarf go down, the captain, the one who was identified as the captain with the bow, lets out a sharp whistle. And Rena, I need from you an evasion check. And please apply a -4 on this.
Ooh. Where is evasion?
I'm barking so loud.
That would be a 3.
Rena, you're going to take a hit.
My evasion is 0, and it feels not right, but I don't know what else.
You don't have a combat
Oh.
class. You're
Yeah.
not a fighter.
Yeah.
Rena, I'm going to ask you to take for me. Oh. Hold on. I got to do a little math.
Whatever you're gonna say, I don't like it.
Rena, I'm going to ask you to take for me 21 points of damage from a critical hit.
I can't.
Less your defense.
Which is what?
21?
0.
I
Where is
I believe you
defense?
get 1 defense from your mage staff, don't you?
Sure hope
You
so,
2
but-
defense, 2 defense from your not metal armor.
2 defense?
Yeah, 2 defense from not metal armor. So you're subtracting 2 from this.
So I'm taking my entire HP exactly.
Does that put you to 0?
Yes, it does. Could you not?
Just need to not roll double ones. That's it.
What happens is, from a nearby treetop, a flurry of black feathers and long cloak descends on Rena with a squawking shriek. A child of Oki, a raven folk, wielding 2 knives, drops out of the tree and stabs a knife into Rena's back. Rena,
With
I
great
need you to roll
success,
me
I
a
must say.
fortitude roll. If you roll 2 1s on this, you are dead.
Where is fortitude? Hold on.
6 to willpower, second page towards the middle.
I apologize. This is a crit.
Second page towards the middle. Am I stupid? The answer's
Um,
yes.
I could be wrong about the
There it
place.
is. There it is.
Okay,
There
cool,
it is.
cool, cool,
Fortitude,
cool.
you said?
Mm-hmm. Just don't roll 2 1s.
Good job.
Rena drops to 0 hit points and falls unconscious. Popo begins to panickedly as Rena falls. The child of Oki looks at Gregorio, levels another dagger out at him, but does not have another attack to make this turn. A black arrow flies at Ginga. You don't have time to look as your friend falls because you have to worry about yourself. Ginga, evasion roll, please. Ginga, that's absolutely an evasion. You flip your blade up and turn to the side, and an arrow deflects off of your armor and skitters off into the dirt.
Neat.
The human knight in front of you, not relenting, is going to continue swinging his sword down at you. I'm going to need an evasion roll for that as well. 14 is going to be a success. You parry a blow to the side with your blade. Magical sparks kind of light up the field. That is going to be the enemy's turn. Now we pass to the players again.
I can fix everything. I have a spell called Awaken.
You do, and that's
Yay!
necessary for
Okay,
getting
never
people
mind
back
then.
up from unconsciousness.
And so Glade turns and howls again, a prayer to Solmus to bring Rena from 0 HP to 1 as I cast the spell Awaken. And this is really important. I do need to roll the check.
You do.
I do need to roll the check. But what this will do, it will preserve your action for this turn. You will still get your action, so you, Rena, are brought to 1.
Rena,
And you still have your turn.
The light leaves you for just a moment, Rena, but before you hit the ground, you feel a gentle hand supporting you and pushing you back to your feet.
A voice in your head echoes out, "She's not ready for you yet." And then I will end my turn, and my geograph goes off. A quick question for you.
Yeah.
If the dwarf is down, they no longer count as a target, correct?
Correct.
Back to D9s. That's a cancel. Wait, no, it doesn't. It went late. That's 5. Meaning.
Yeah, 5's one of you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's Ginga, who's fully healed.
Ginga.
That's a cancel. Oh, wait, I have another aspect I'm supposed to spin up too.
Okay.
Is it okay if I do that in retrospect?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I also activate Refresh, which will do the same thing but for mana. And this one has 3 key points, so it will be 6.
Ooh.
Cancel. That's 3 going to Gregorio. I would like you to restore 6 mana.
Thank you.
You're the refreshment skeleton.
I am the refreshment
Refreshment.
skeleton. I'm even a priest of death.
I am refreshed.
And that's me done.
All right, who's next?
How far can I move away from this dude without getting opportune?
So you are
Is that a
in
thing?
a skirmish. There are
We
2
outnumber
skirmishes
them.
active on the battlefield now, so you cannot.
Oh, okay.
I don't like that.
You have to have greater than double the amount of people to leave, right?
All right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There are feats to make that
Which
easier. There is a
means
feat, I believe it's block.
If you'll allow me to make my turn, we have greater than double the amount of their numbers
You
in our
do.
skirmish. Ariani whirls around on Hindthun, having seen Rena go down, and Ariani once again another charge, and she will charge this time into the back line to attack the bird guy. And I'm using my charge again, so I get bonus damage based on the distance that I traveled, which
This
this
is
time
like
was 12.
just what your character is
Yeah,
built
no,
to
this is
do, and I think it's
perfect,
so
thank you.
incredible.
Thank you. So I get plus
Pinball
2
then.
damage on this one because I traveled at least 10 meters. I do
Yeah.
have to hit the attack though. That will be like this. That's 9 plus 1, so 10.
I'm so sorry. That's not going to be a hit.
I
We gotta get
can't
Wayla on the
change
battlefield for you.
anything. Okay,
I'm
let's see if
sorry.
Hindthun hits.
We live on the bell curve. We die on the bell curve.
Hindthun. Also 10.
Also a miss. Sorry.
Damn.
However, this does put that bird into a little bit of a rougher position.
It does. And it also means that if Gregorio or Arena want to leave the skirmish, they are able to. Only one of them, though. And also, as Ariana continues her story, surrounded on all sides, but they would not give up. This time it's Gregorio and Rena getting that +1 evasion.
Hell yeah.
Love to see it.
And that's my turn.
Miss DM, I've sent you a message.
Okay. Who's next on the turn? I will check the message. too.
This is a legal move, correct?
Mhm.
Like while still being able to act.
Yeah, totally. Oh, I mean, you got to pick which one of the columns you're in, but yes.
If you
'Cause
still
I
want
was-
to
I was
have
here-
your
I could only
action,
move
you have to
one,
go
right?
-12. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was trying to be in this column, but not overlapping Gregorio.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna hop back and just shoot at this dude. Actually, you know what? Can I still do a minor action?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I then will use targeting.
Wait. Oh no, it's in your actual DM. Sorry, Hesper.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. That was me. Oh, I thought I posted that in the full group chat. Whoops. I'll post it in the group chat now.
Yeah, no, it's very straightforward. It's a caster check and a you just make the caster check and then you roll for the power.
Okay, cool.
Okay, Rena, who are you targeting? I'm sorry, you're targeting the bird?
Yeah.
16 is absolutely going to be a hit. You turn around and you level up your staff, like bleeding knife wound in your back, like shaky on your feet, but you level the staff up to your shoulder. And the magic bursts out, searing light launches this projectile.
Every damn time.
Every
damn time.
Damn time. Oh my god.
I hate this so much.
A fierce hit, though, bursting through the bird's shoulder, sending feathers and blood flying. It kind of like staggers back. I'll kill you yet!
Do I have any penalty from shooting him here?
I do not believe there is such a
Everything
penalty.
I have looked into gives me nothing about negative range
Yeah.
penalties while in melee.
I do not believe there is such a penalty in this
I guess
system.
you can just blast people's faces off.
Time to shoot him
Gunkatas,
in
let's
his
go!
stupid bird face.
What I
Oh, you
what
know
I
what?
do is assume there isn't one until I have heard otherwise.
The only penalty I can think of is that targeting would be required because you aren't firing into a skirmish, even if you're technically in it.
Ah.
But I believe Gregorio
No, that's
has
not
targeting,
true.
So. Is that not true?
Specifically
Yeah, I do
with
have
skirmishing, the clarification is unless you are in the skirmish, in which case you can fire in or out of the skirmish at will.
Oh, I had no idea. Okay, rad. Then yeah,
That's
Gregorio, no
actually
penalty.
why I'm in melee, because I don't have targeting.
We're learned, and
Well, I'm blocking Rena now, so Birdface
I
can't
appreciate
stab
it.
her again. I'm just going to spin around, hold the gun right at his face, and just kind of glare at him, and just say, "Do not stab my friends," and hit him with a solid bullet.
11. 11 is absolutely going to be a hit.
Okay. Damage. 12 damage.
Boom! You blast the bird, obliterating
Ooh.
the bird's face. He goes sailing
Gregor-
backward, crashes into a tree.
Gregorio just like grabbed this guy by the head and blasted his skull off.
More or less.
Good.
You
Big O style, fucking grab him by the head. Fucking a piston comes out of his elbow and fires forward.
Mhm.
God.
Cool.
Well, he is dead. Okay, that's my turn, I believe.
Cool. I'm gonna delete this fucking guy.
Please.
Here's hoping. Where's my accuracy check?
Oh God. Yeah. 18. Yes. You have a +9. Jeez.
It is a +1 saber.
Yeah.
Oof.
And that is not a crit, but we'll take it. 12 damage +1. I meant to declare that as a lethal strike. I forgot.
That's fine. That's fine. No.
Sure.
Add it. What are we doing?
Damage roll on the power table is increased by 1 if the roll is 3 to 11. So rolling 5 on the table takes the value found in column 6. So it is a 7. So it is still 3. So 12 damage.
Okay. So it didn't make any difference either way. Ginga, your blade flashes in the light, sending like 2 sharp cuts across the sky. He kind of stumbles back, looking back, seeing the tide of battle turn. He looks back over his shoulder at the captain. Captain, he's like clutching the wound. And you can see the captain's eyes begin to widen. That's everybody? I think.
That was 13 damage. This is the +1 from enchant weapon.
Yeah, I've got 13.
Okay. All right.
I believe that's everybody on the player side, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to take 2 actions here. First action, the captain runs away, leaving this lone human knight on the battlefield.
I was muted, but I shriek laughed at that.
This man is going to look at the group of you, and he looks like he's about to surrender. But you watch as something happens. The gears sort of turn in his head, and you see a sort of frantic gleam come to his eyes, and he grips his sword with both hands, and he calls out, "I will not die with this cursed kingdom!" And he leaps on Ginga with all of his strength. Ginga, evasion roll, please.
15,
Yeah.
because I think I'll -2 for the legal strike.
You swing his blade to the side almost effortlessly. That's the enemy's turn.
No, please. If it doesn't work, you can slaughter this man.
Go for it.
Okay. If it works, we get a prisoner.
Oh.
I am going to cast Fear.
Cool.
Centered in this point, so it captures him in it.
Yeah, go ahead and give me that power check.
Let's check the power check he has to go up against, and then I'll describe what it looks like. Depends on if it's good.
Yeah, he's got a willpower of 10, so
14.
14.
So, for him specifically, night falls. Shadows overcome his vision. The piercing blue eye of the golden wolf stares from under the hood at him, and in his head and all around him, he hears the words, "Surrender." As I now get to roll and determine the effect.
No!
Instant.
That
heart
is a
attack.
5. The effect then being the target is consumed by fear. Slowing its movements for 3 minutes, it receives a -1 penalty on all accuracy, evasion, and spellcasting checks. I am hoping he throws his weapon down.
He staggers back a little bit, like looking around frantically, like pointing his blade at shadows. No! No! You won't take me! Not again!
Kill him.
All right. Take that swing.
Yeah, that's a hit.
-1 to evasion as well.
Yeah, that was fully. You hit him by almost 10.
Oh jeez. Yeah, we'll roll damage. Another 13.
Now, you can choose not to kill if you're swinging the final blow. I don't know what the rule is on that, but I feel like a system would be weak without that. So.
It is just you can do that. Some things you can't, but for melee attacks, I believe you can. And
I will say it makes sense. If you choose not to kill this guy, you can. But you can just kill him too.
Yeah, Ginga picks up on what she was going for, and makes a leap high into the air. Looks like they're gonna go into a finisher, and just brings the handle of their sword down on top of his head. Just one good thwack.
It's okay. They use the flat side of their blade.
And with a clunk, he goes down.
I have 2 questions.
Yeah, I have 2 answers.
Well, one of them is not exactly a question. It's more of a statement.
Right.
I forgot that I have the curse or whatever it was. The minus.
That's okay.
The -2.
Yeah, we'll move forward with it.
Okay. The second thing, where did the guy who ran away run to? Because, like, he just ran away, right? Like, he can't be far.
He dashed, he took a full run into the woods, and he crashes. He's being very loud. He runs basically into a thicket.
Okay, that's not really somewhere I could follow my horse, is it?
It would be difficult to follow on your horse. The group of you could probably run that dude down if you really, really dove after him.
If he's, you know, if he's run into, like, the woods, I can't really follow my horse, so that, never mind. Yeah, those are my questions.
Glade runs after him.
Oh,
Yeah, Rena. Well, actually, no. Rena's not in good shape to go after him, so she probably won't.
As Rena tries to did she like attempt to start following them, or did she kind of reconsider when she realized how hurt she was?
She was kind of like, like she was
Gregorio's
gonna.
Gregorio's
Ginga bolts into the woods after Glade.
I really gotta take care of this dude too, though. Is he like bound? Like, what's? I also like the
I
way
think he's just
it's really funny.
Gregorio's
Forgot his dog.
by the shoulder with his mechanical hand and just kind of pull her to him so that he can whisper into her ear. And he whispers something, and then Arena, can you recover? How do I do this again, Hesper? Sorry.
You roll a power check using the caster power.
Yep.
And then you will roll a.
zero.
You will roll on the power table a power 0, and you'll add your spellcasting power to that afterward.
Okay. 6.
Remembering, of course, that conjury and its related schools of magic are illegal in Altander.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Rena, you recover 7 points of damage.
Yay!
And he just kind of whispers in your ear. You cannot let anyone know that I just did that.
Yeah, did you wait for Glade and Ginga to not be in line of sight?
Everyone's like, he kind of positions himself between Ariani so that she can't see. But he waits until the others are, when he sees that the others are running, and that Rena might follow them, that's when he grabbed her and pulled her in. And
Yeah, there's definitely like light and sparkle and like visual effect to the spell, so it's pretty apparent when you cast a spell. There's ways to like hide that later, but
yeah, that's fine.
I think Ariani would have like hopped off Heinthorn, seeing that Gregorio and Rena are staying, and just kind of she just kind of says like, look after Heinthorn, and she'll run after the escapee as well, a little bit behind.
How did I end up babysitting the pony and the unconscious guy?
I'm not a pony.
I'm gonna, in the interest of moving the plot along, I will tell you what happened in the forest. You quickly overtake the fleeing captain, the black bow wielding captain, and he surrenders. He throws his hands in the air and he marches back to the camp with you. He did not make it to wherever he was going. And you're able to bring him into the fold as well. He stays conscious, hands bound in front of him, bow confiscated. He looks at the group of you. Damn it.
I untransform.
Ariani kind of watches Glade as she returns to more humanish form compared to her quite
It's
bestial one.
very nonchalant for her. It just sort of slowly happens. Her facial expression remains pretty plain. It seems to be a regular thing she does.
Are lichens common in Altander?
Does not.
No, I wouldn't say particularly common, no.
And not well treated.
Yeah. Definitely not well treated. Anything with a soul scar would be worse here, but...
Imagine having a
Imagine having a soul scar. Crazy. Wild. Who would imagine?
Anyway,
less like
what about
outward aggression and more like people ignore you or walk past you or look past you or don't take you seriously.
discrimination?
Yeah.
No.
Ginga does not undo their alternate form transformation. They are standing there, fully armored, giant horns coming out of the front of the helmet, glowing yellow eyes shining from a black void where the visor is. Like, the most intimidating that they can possibly try to be.
Ariani kind of looks between Glade and Ginga as well. Those interesting abilities you have.
Thanks, I was born with them.
You have 2 prisoners. What do you do? The one is standing
Uh,
there, hands bound, kind of just looking sheepish.
Who are you?
Rina's just gonna be scowling at the two of them very tiredly.
My name is Spencer. I'm formerly a knight.
And why did you attack us?
Formerly a free man.
Well, he shrugs. I wanted your things, I suppose.
How's that going for you?
Well, not well. I really thought we
Yeah.
had you. And now 3 of us are dead? 4? What did you do to him?
I mean, I've got plenty more bullets if you want me to share those with you as well.
I'd prefer you didn't.
I prefer
Why
your
did you
friend.
attack when you were outnumbered?
Well, we
And we're
assumed we
okay
had the
armed as well.
advantage.
Okay, so is this your first time doing this, or?
He sort of looks down. You don't understand. Just to take me to justice and collect my bounty or whatever you're going to do.
I don't want to do that.
He looks a little concerned.
The powers that be will do you no good. You left them for a reason. I'm giving you ample opportunity to explain that reason.
You want to know why we left the Rose? I look around you. This land is choking and dying, but out here it's so free. It's the kingdom that's sick. The kingdom. And I've no need of a king who's not going to cure the sickness that's killing his people.
I kneel down and I put my hand on his face and I look in his eyes. You are correct. This is flourishing in comparison, isn't it? You will choke out the life of this, doing it as you do. Here, what you're doing, you will destroy that which you have fallen to love.
Well, how do you expect us to eat?
I can show you.
You're gonna teach me to, what, farm? You can't grow crops in the cursed land.
Forage. There are still things that grow, but it's that which cannot be controlled.
I don't
You're
know
right
if we
about
have
that.
time to teach some people how to look after themselves.
What would you do with them?
I don't know. They attacked us and could have killed us.
I have this, and I reach into my bag and I pull out a collection of notes. I have foraged quite a bit as I've wandered these lands. I keep notes on what is safe and what isn't, where to find it, what seasons they're good in. Here. And I hand the notes to him.
What? Do you... Really?
I remember most of them. I'll write them the next time we camp.
He sort of looks down at the unconscious knight and then back up at you. This is very strange. You have to realize that.
You have one life. When you die, it ends. All of this. I am offering you a second chance. Please take it.
She is a very
just
strange
sort of-
person.
He sort of nods. Oh, I can see that. Well, maybe you can talk to some sense into Jermaine then.
Who?
I may have talked sense out of him on accident.
No, that's not. He points down at the guy on the ground. That's Harold.
Oh, okay, well,
Jermaine is the one of the old knights. He's the one who sort of led the group of us out here. He's got the new commander, if you can call it that, kind of on a short leash right now. You can talk to some sense into Sir Jermaine, and I suppose you... Just look out, all right? You're being very kind to me, and I haven't done anything to warrant it, so I just... Watch out for that one.
We likely to run into him.
Oh, yeah, if you're going into the mountains?
Mm.
It's the only thing that's out this way. They're up in the mountains. Well, it's complicated. Banditry, I guess.
It is simply what happens to a fallen kingdom.
Well, there's goblins up there. They've got that new commander they appointed up there, and they've got her sniffing around for the goblins. Trying to rout them. Messing around on those old ruins.
It sounds like we may encounter this. Thank you.
Yeah, well, do your best. You did a fair job beating the tar out of us, but Jermaine's not as much of a lightweight, and I don't know what that commander can do.
Can you assure me that you will bury and honor your friends?
You want me to bury them?
Please.
I'll need to find a shovel. I'm sure one
I
of these-
take my one shovel out and give it to him.
I'm sure one of these farmsteads has one. Plenty of them unoccupied these days.
I slowly put my shovel back. Your word?
Yeah. Much as that's worth from a defector. My word. Sure.
It's your choice what you do next.
Thank you.
And I walk away.
He kind of looks at the rest of you, is like, my wrists are still tied.
Oh my god. I grab a throwing knife. I'm gonna flex.
Yeah, do it.
And I use the first Dark Hunter thing I took, and I haven't had the chance to use it. It costs me 2 HP, but I throw the knife, it cuts the binds, and then it flies back to me.
He rubs his wrists and he looks. Lyria, above. You might actually have a shot.
I'm still walking away.
He looks at the rest of you. Well, good luck in the mountains.
As Gregorio walks past him, he just kind of locks eyes with him and just says, "And for the record, she is the nice one." And like shoulder bump, like walks through him, like shoulder barges him out of the way.
Yeah. Ginga reaches for their mouthpiece and their helmet disappears in a flash of magic and sparkles. Take off. And their armor reverts back into traveling clothes. And they head off after Glade.
Are they still in nightmare form?
That takes 10 minutes to dissipate, but they are...
So they are.
Yes.
Just walks away looking terrifying.
How come the nightmares?
Nightmares. So that is a person specifically born with a soul scar. I will say within the last 25 years there have been more. However, historically, the Ordo Galant has employed people who are like considered otherwise unemployable.
I think Ariani will follow kind of after Ginga. And he's looking at him kind of curiously.
Damn.
Rena will follow kind of slowly, but she going.
Yeah, Gregorio's like fussing over her as she walks. Just like checking on her.
I haven't seen someone like you before. Ariani's saying to Ginga.
I'm sure you have. People don't tend to pay us much mind. We're not exactly welcome in common society.
How do you deal with that?
same way anyone who lives on the fringes does. Usually lawlessly.
But you're...
I was lucky. The Ordo Gallant took me in when I was real young. I've been with them for a long time.
And they treated you well?
Your mind flashes back to the training at the Ordo Gallant, getting hit with like full logs and like barely any padding on them, like having to stand on posts for hours to balance.
Oh, yeah, on the post with a pole over my shoulders with 2 buckets full of water on both sides.
Exactly that shit.
Like, one leg up.
Sitting underneath
Switch.
a waterfall as it pours over you.
Mhm.
The full montage, the full treatment.
I'm treated as well as any other knight of the order.
I'm glad.
It's not all glitz and glamour, that's for sure.
Right. And
So, oh, sorry, go ahead.
you... The Order, it hunts outlawed magic, but you yourself are clearly a magical being.
We are the first and last line of defense against otherworldly threats. Demons, fae, magics that are forbidden. What better way to know your enemy than to employ them?
Well, I won't question your motives any further.
I don't think my motives were ever in question here. I'm here on orders to find out what's wrong with the kingdom and find a solution.
Not those motives.
I think most of us
kinda-
have been questioning you since you first showed up.
There is a sound of a whistle distantly. And you look up the mountainside and you see a little bolt of blue light slowly drifting up into the air, and it pops into some sparkles, like a firework, from somewhere higher up the trail.
Some kind of...
Is that a flare?
Signal.
I wonder if it has
Ooh,
to
I
do with
wonder.
us or something else.
Suppose we won't know unless we keep moving.
And you keep moving, I take it?
Mm-hmm.
Then, before long, about an hour and a half of walking, you arrive at the foot of the ascent, known as King's Rise. King's Rise is a sharp ascent where the foothills become a mountain trail, overgrown, covered in wildflowers and discarded rubble. This is the home of one of Irius's wonders, the entrance to the Walk of Shadows. It is also the home to the Wild Road, where you will expect to encounter beasts and wyverns, and a boggy, formidable passage. And ahead of you, guarding the base of the mountain trail, you spy a trio of goblins, similarly attired to the ones who attacked Cobbledown at the start of this game. The three of them notice you at the same time you notice them. One of them stands up sharply and whispers something in Goblin to the others. Their hands go to weapon.
I hold my hands in the
Goblins.
air. Hang on.
Can't
Hang on.
negotiate with the goblins.
Please.
The one in the back starts slowly backing away.
We don't want to fight.
One
and I
of the
don't
big
think we do
sword
either.
kind of steps forward, flanked by an archer. And then one with the sword sort of steps forward, hands in the air, hands off of their sword. Says, No fight?
No fight.
You... Kingdom. You, Kingies.
I shake my head no. And I point... At first I point up, but then I point down, and I go, Solmus.
The goblin's eyes widen, and their posture changes. And they whisper something behind them to the other one, who lowers their bow. Solmus. Granus steps forward another step and kind of clasps their hands in front of their body and bows a little politely. Sorry, you know up mountain.
Us? No up?
You know up. Sorry.
Why?
Kingies. Kingies. And, Ogor. Kingies and Ogor.
We work? For up?
He sort of doesn't look like, or they sort of look like they don't understand.
I reach into my bag and pull out food and go, up?
Their stomach kind of grumbles and they look at their compatriot who's like nodding enthusiastically.
I pull out an extra, I double the amount of food. Up?
They sort of step forward, kind of looking at the group of you, looking at Ginga in particular. But then they take a step forward. Up. And they offer a hand.
And I hand them the food.
They take the food from you, but they don't like pull it out of your hands yet. And they look up, like this is a goblin. This is like a 3.5 foot tall little green person. And they look up and they've got kind of like a bandeau, like leather, like covering their chest a little bit. And they kind of have like an androgynous sort of figure. And they're a little cute from this angle. Their long whippy tail tufted at the end, the little fur on their ears. And they look up at you, tail kind of swishing, and say, "You kill. No kill."
No kill. No kill.
They nod and they take the food. And then they go off and sit on a rock and split the food, choosing to fully trust you.
I walk past them and continue my walk.
I'll reveal more of the map.
Ariani's dumbfounded and just staring at Glade.
Yeah. Gregorio just watches this unfold like, huh.
Rena too.
That
And as
isn't usually how that goes.
As you ascend King's Rise, it's about 30 minutes up the whole thing. The map is not entirely to scale. But you start to hear the sounds of clashing steel and the cries of battle. And so you pick up your pace a little bit. And you spy atop King's Rise 3 things. First, a dark shadow in the sky circling. Long, leathery wings, a long, hooked, like barbed tail, a wyvern. Circling. And those of you who've spent time in the wilderness know this to be an incredibly dangerous, opportunistic predator, known as a wyvern. Poison barb, ferocious teeth, waiting for the battle to subside enough to eat the stragglers. You see a battle, crossing swords, but we'll get to that, because it is flanked on either, it is in silhouette in front of a large ruin, built very much like Castle Grey. You see towers, you see a tall wall, you see cracked stone, and you see the banners of the Grey noble family. The royalty, King Arius's banner specifically. That's one of his wonders. That's got to be the entrance to the Walk of Shadows, behind which is a long and forbidding-looking road. But the battle, we'll come back to the battle. A force of goblins, led by a large and muscular Bolg, a goblinoid man, dressed in black armor, wielding a runic blade, is crossing swords with a figure you can only see from behind. But you see the flash of the colors of the Knights of the Burnished Rose. Now you see Knights of the Burnished Rose here, you see bandits. But most of them have their colors scrubbed. Most of them have no banners, most of them have beaten the roses out of their armor. But the one who is crossing swords with the goblin is still wearing brightly the green and white of the Royal Knights of Altander. How do you approach?
Calmly.
Barely.
I seem undaunted by the combat. I walked into worse.
So Glade, that's your choice. What about you, Ginga?
Ginga's gonna back up Glade.
If unstopped, when I get close, I will shout, "Enough!"
Okay, well, we'll get to that in a second. It looks like the goblins are losing the fight. Rena?
Rena's gonna stay in the back.
Same with
Gregorio?
Gregorio. Yeah, he's gonna
Okay.
hang back with Rena.
And Ariani, what about you?
I think Ariana's also hanging back, but she'll like mount her horse, like ready to like charge if she needs to, basically.
Okay, then what happens as you approach is this figure that you can see from behind slashes down a ferocious swing, and you watch flames lick off of their sword. And the Bolg's sword cracks down the middle, and he looks down and realizes that he has lost the fight. And so he takes a leap backward, like 30 feet in the air, and lands on a pile of rubble, pulls a horn off of his belt and blasts 3 quick blasts, signaling a retreat. The goblin forces scatter into the woods. There is a moment here where this large Bolg, this kind of man in the dark armor, looks up at the group of you and sees you, and it looks like he reads you as reinforcements. He leaps up to the top of the wall with that same acrobatic grace. With that, the goblins are routed, and the humanoid figure, who is small now that you get up close to her, turns to you. The other Knights of the Burnished Rose kind of settling in around her. There's a little crowd of people here. And she turns to face you. And she speaks. I have art for her.
Cute.
Aww.
She is a kobold. She is about 4 feet tall, dressed in the armor of the Royal Knights of Altander, the Knights of the Burnished Rose, fully wearing their colors. And she does not put away her blade. She levels it at you and says, "You face Knight Commander Calantha of the Knights of the Burnished Rose. Speak or be slain."
I smile and I wave. I am Glade Evers. I am a priest of Solmus.
Ginga holds out their badge. Gallant Quester Ginga, Ordo Gallant.
Now everyone hates us.
She sees the Ordo Gallant badge and lowers her blade.
I
carry
heave
a
a
noble
sigh of relief.
crest. A brave cause. Thou carriest thyself well. It is my... And she is tapped on the shoulder by one of the other knights, who whispers something to her, and her ears flatten. And she growls a low growl in her throat. "No, I'll not be deceived again. Thou wearest the face of nobility, but thou carry deceit in thine hearts." And she levels her blade out in front of her. "I'll not be tricked again. Come, bear your steel, and show me the truth of thy purpose."
Could Ariani approach from behind after they've done this amount of talking?
Yes, absolutely.
I think Ariani is gonna, still riding still riding Hindthorn, so she's like a bit above Glade and Ginga once she kind of steps forward, and she's going to present the missive to, like, you know, that gives them free pass that we got from my brain is completely blanking on the name.
Chamberlain Kefren.
The Chamberlain, yes. She'll present that in a kind of like very like she's presenting a document. She kind of unfolds it. We are here on a missive by the Chamberlain in order to restore the source of the fountain, the heart.
Her ears kind of perk up a little bit, but that knight behind her again whispers something, and her ears flatten again, and she growls, "I'll not be swayed by thy deceitful words. Draw your steel and show me thy truth, if thy words have merit."
I grab my shield and I throw it behind me.
The knights flank out around the commander, and these bandits, who have clearly some kind of relationship to this knight commander, the figure who has gone missing into the mountains some number of days ago, and they prepare for battle. She seems
I would do without a
unswayed.
shield.
Yep.
And so I think with that, we can pause for the day and reach the end of our session.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you will look forward to session 3, and these episodes will be released on YouTube as well, which you may be watching it on right now. Thank you so much
If
for
you're watching it
watching.
on YouTube, what's it like over there in YouTube land? I'm a Twitch streamer. I don't understand.
You should come and watch the Twitch streams. Anyway, thank
We
you so much
do.
for watching.
Stream these live every week on Twitch, on twitch.tv/OceanX.
Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week.